from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois. My people, you are tuned into Burgundy Blue Commentary live from Dolton, Illinois.
Commentary Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary Comment Blue Commentary Burgundy Blue Commentary Burgundy Commentary.
Good morning, you guys. Oh my goodness, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. I hope all is well with you and yours. Oh my goodness, how are you guys feeling? Like, we're almost done with summer break. People are about to go back to college and go back to school like in like next month, the end of next month. August starts school, back to school, right? And it's just so funny to see how fast this is going. So, good morning, Ted. Good morning, everybody. So today we're gonna talk something different today. One of the stories I have been following, if you guys had already been a part of the channel, hit the like button. Let's do our little housekeeping. I got everybody's emails and stuff like that and calls. I appreciate you guys. I have not had time to respond to all my emails. And some of you guys, if you're a little too personal, I won't respond, just to be honest. But I appreciate your concern. I appreciate you looking out for me. Hey, Scott Johnson. I want to talk about Unk and Nai today. Before we do, today we're streaming. We're back on the main platform. You know our platform. You know what happened. They took your girl platform. You know, it wasn't right, but we here, we back. So we're over here, so sort of like a welcome home Burgundy party. So all the ways to support your girl are in the comment section and also below. Thank you so much. Totally. I appreciate you. You guys. So let's get into Magic of Rahat. And let's get into Nai. So Nai was this young lady. She was walking to the store. I'm about to play a video. I did do this story, and we want to give you guys an update. She was walking to the store, and a homeless man. He was really kind, and she was really kind. So I guess that's how they meshed with each other. But he asked her if he could buy her a hot tea, or she was like, "Well, if you come with me, I'll get you a hot tea." And she was on her way to the store. So she ended up spending her whole day getting him medicine, tea, clothes. It was crazy. Like, and she was just going to TikTok her journey, and this is what happened. So let's follow this story, and also Magic of Rahat. Magic of Rahat has never been the same. He was a YouTuber as well. We're gonna try to claim fair use on these, and I emailed them both, inbox them both, because I love to cover this story, and I don't even know if they know of each other and the similarities of what happened. But it doesn't mean you don't help people. It's good people in the world, and people need a little help. So please continue to do so if you find in your heart to help people, But these stories, it's just wild of how similar they were. So let's just cover it. Hey, S. Clark, let's talk about it this morning. So let's start with Unk and Nai so you guys can sort of see what happened. I used to enjoy Ted. I used to enjoy Rahat's videos also, all the magic and stuff. He's never been the same since he helped Eric. And it's weird. S. Clark, Jazzy Steph. Good morning. All right, let's start with the Unk and Nai video. Let's do a video rewind. Hit that like button. Thank you so much. We're back home. Commentary. I hope all is well with you and yours. Hey guys, I wanted to check in. Have you heard the story about Unk and Nai? So, really quickly. So, Nai, she's a TikToker and a student, and she was vlogging and going on a walk to Trader Joe's, and she ran into a homeless man. And he was like, hey, he tried to stop her and say, hey, can you get me a hot tea? And she was just looking around like, a hot tea is nowhere close, but I'm going to the grocery store. So, you guys, let's take a look on what happened. Huh?
Some tea.
Tea?
Tea. Some
Tea?
hot tea.
Some hot tea?
Yeah.
Damn. From where? I'm walking to Trader Joe's. You want to walk with me?
Trader Joe's?
Yeah.
All the way up?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can stop by Starbucks or something. Say hi to my TikTok. All right, so we about to go on CVS real quick. So we in here. He's about to show me where he gotta go, because he said he's in pain. So he just got insurance yesterday, but it takes 45 days for his insurance to be active. So I told him, like, I'm just gonna pay for it. So he got his medication. Do you recognize this one? I think this is the one you're supposed to have. I'm gonna ask him. So we at Starbucks now. What size do you want? Do you want like a small one? Okay. Can I get a grande green tea, please? Okay. Here's your green tea. Do you want some napkins? So the CVS we were just at only had one of the medications, but the one he really needs, they don't have it. And he's in pain. He really cannot walk with me. So I told him, like, stay here. I'm going to walk to the other CVS, and I'm going to see if they got it. So I made it to the other CVS, and the guy was so nice. He gave us a heavy discount. He was like, y'all, this was day one. Day one. Bless her heart. God bless her. Okay. You guys hit the like button as you come in. We're talking about Unk and Nai. We're talking about Magic of Rahat. And then we're also going to talk about that couple. Remember that Las Vegas couple that the man helped her with change a tire, and it was supposed to be this random homeless man. but found out it was a scam they were running. We're gonna just talk about some of those this morning. So enjoy your work day. Let's listen in. But a lot in one day, right?
I got quite a good discount, and then I'm waiting for his prescription to get refilled, so I gotta sit here and wait. Guys, I'm so happy they had his medicine, so I'm on my way to go find him right now. So they had your medicine, so I got your medicine. All right, so we switched. He's gonna push my cart, and then I'm gonna take his suitcase. He's talking about he's gonna go to a church. I said, no, I'm gonna get you a hotel room. But I know all these cars looking like, what the hell?
This was so brave of her. Like, she went ahead and got him a hotel room. She spent her whole day. Remember, she's walking to Trader Joe's in the middle of the day to get her something, just TikToking, and she runs into him. And now it's nighttime and she's getting him a hotel. I know when I was following the story, and a lot of us women was in the chat like, Nai, just be careful doing all this by yourself. Call a friend. Y'all just don't be going to the hotel with, a stranger, or walking with a stranger without somebody knowing. So that was my only critique. But she did the most. She really did.
What do they got going on? All right, yo. After an hour, we got Unk a room. Okay, Unk, here go your room. Oh, period. Period. Look at Unk. I done got you a room and everything. This is your keys, Unk. I want you to enjoy yourself. Check out 11 o'clock. Here, give you some money. Okay. You got my number, right? You gonna be good? Yes. So,
I love you.
I love you too. Y'all, TikTok. We spent how many hours together, Unk?
We spend them.
I haven't eaten all day. I'm hungry. I gotta go back to school. What kind of cancer you got?
Prostate.
Prostate?
Prostate.
Okay. So I got cancer, y'all. I wanted to help him. It was crazy because I was going to get my groceries delivered and I decided to go on a walk. And you were so nice. All you asked for was tea. You said, can I get some tea?
That's all.
And then you were so kind. I said, no, I want to do more for him. So I'm glad that you allowed me to help you. You were so kind to me. Mm-hmm. And I really hope everything gets better with you. I'm going to pray for you.
Great.
I give you my number. I looked out for you. Got your prescriptions.
Yes, you did.
I give you some money, so if you want to go get some food. So I'm going to look for you, Unk. So I'm going to see if I can raise, y'all, TikTok. We need to raise money for Unk, y'all. We need to help Unk out. Seriously. Well, say bye to my TikTok, Unk.
Love it.
Love you. I just got home. I just spent like 4 or 5 hours with him. I haven't eaten all day. I didn't actually grocery shop. Instead, I wanted to help him. I want to start a GoFundMe for him, y'all. Seriously. So hopefully this ends up on the Right People For You page. I got his information. I want to find him. I don't know.
She really went above and beyond, didn't she, y'all? Okay, so I was a little nervous because I was like, you can't just be taking someone with you everywhere you don't know. But okay, God protected her. We here now. So you guys, Nai continued to do for Unk over like the period of 6 days, and she started to take notice. She started a GoFundMe. She got him a phone. Let's peek in a little more.
You know, I laid down and I asked God, could you bring my little angel back to me? And he said, rest my son. She's coming now. And you know what though? I was in that room. I took a shower, and then I said, man, Lord have mercy. For some reason, I ain't finished it yet.
You want me to finish?
I haven't finished it.
Finish what?
The letter.
What letter?
The letter that I'm writing.
Writing me a letter?
Oh my God. Yeah.
There's a reason why we crossed paths. So you remember yesterday I said I do TikTok, Unk? You remember? Yeah. So I do TikTok, Unk. I'm not really that big on there, but I said, I'm recording me going to grocery store. I said, you want to be my TikTok? You remember? And I was recording.
Yeah.
I got back to my place and I said, let me edit the video so I'm doing my video so I could post it. Mm-hmm. So it has been posted for less than 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And it has reached over, last time I checked, 12 million views. Bad. And I think close to 3 million likes. Mm-hmm. And then I made a GoFundMe for you.
You did?
Yes. And I asked people, I said, donate anything that's welcome. Everything will be given to you because I really want to help you.
I know you do.
And I think the last time I checked, they had raised over $150,000.
Shocking thing, ain't it? I feel damn good. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
This is crazy.
What?
This is crazy. You got more money than me now.
That's ours.
That's out. No, that's yours.
No, that's ours.
No, I don't need it.
You do.
Me helping you was more than enough. You deserve it. What you gonna tell TikTok?
Hey, TikTok, you see me? I'm doing good. I'm grateful. She found me again. I feel real good, you know? This right here, it ain't such thing. I can defeat anything. Anything. You know why? You know why? I never stop. Never. I've been out here in the worstest, and still survive. Yeah.
You know what that's called? Faith.
Yeah.
Like, dude, your life is about to change.
Ooh, yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Yeah.
TikTok, we did it!
And did Nai do it? And you guys, let me tell you this. She raised over $400,000. And then it was a call to action where people wanted to help her because she helped someone else. So it's just sort of, it feels good because it started like a trickle down effect where everybody was like, oh, trickle up. You know, everyone was like, well, now we got to get her college paid for. Let's take a listen.
Oh, somebody make the GoFundMe, make all of that. Life is about to change forever.
I think now, since she is a college student, we need to help her pay that too and start a GoFundMe so we could donate to her.
Hi, TikTok fam. I just want to say thank you so much. Every time I get on here, I just have to thank you guys and express my gratitude. I've been contemplating on making this video, but my messages have been flooded about this to the point where I feel like a video is necessary. It has been brought to my attention that a few people have been making GoFundMe pages of me, seeking donations. And I know a lot of people have already been donating. A lot of people are aware of these pages so much that I'm not trusting nothing until @Nai post the GoFundMe on her page and come on here and comment. So this is what I'm doing now. I just want to let you guys know that you following me, liking my stuff, sharing my stuff, or even donating to Unk is supporting me. I didn't want to make it about myself. I know I'm a college student and I already have people questioning my character and who I am and how I'm going to handle the money that has been given to Unk, but literally nonstop. There's so many of you amazing people asking to donate to me and helping me with my college tuition and wanting to send me stuff or wish list. And I just think that is so amazing that you guys are thinking of me. And originally, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to make a GoFundMe for me. I didn't want to do that because at the end of the day, it's not about me. But I know a lot of people have seen this GoFundMe page and they were questioning it, whether it was real or not. At first, we thought it was a scam, but the original organizer named Lakita Smith in Houston has sent me this amazing message basically saying that she has been inspired and this has inspired to make a GoFundMe page on my behalf. And she even went ahead and sent the login information to my family. And I mean, here she is again. Somebody said in one of my videos, yeah, we about to pay your tuition off, LOL. 35K likes. And then the same organizer right here said, no, for real, she need to drop her Venmo or something next. And then she went ahead and made that GoFundMe page on my behalf. Lakita, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Thank you for wanting to bless me and help me. I still want to be able to bless others. And whether if you guys decide to donate to that GoFundMe page. So I've decided, I've been contemplating on posting that because I really didn't want to post it and make it about me. But I just decided to go ahead and leave it up. I really didn't want any negative backlash or anything associated with that because I really didn't want to make it about me. But I've literally been pressured into doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and post a link. Yes, it is legit. My family has access to it. I have nothing to do with this. people decide to do this on their own. So if you would like to donate, I don't know. I'm not asking for anything. I'm not begging for anything, but
she's in a rock and a hard place because she's obviously using her own funds for Unk, obviously, but we know how public looks at things, or sometimes like pocket watches situation. She was so uncomfortable to say, y'all go ahead and help me out so I can help somebody else out. So it was just interesting to see, especially when we see all the, like, you guys that only are following us from the Dolton saga, when we see all these GoFundMe's and things of that nature flying around, it's kind of hard to be like, okay, so she was really uncomfortable. This is just, she really had a good heart.
I know so many of you haven't wanted to do this for me, so I'm going to allow you to do so. And I'm also working on starting my own nonprofit, and will soon maybe take that money that you donated to me and hopefully donate it and do something greater to start my nonprofit.
Oh, this is just a feel-good story all the way around. So Anai was just trying to TikTok and do what she loved and go to school. She stopped and helped someone. Then that made someone else stop and start a GoFundMe to help her, which is now spinning Anai back into the world of helping others and maybe starting a nonprofit. See how it just went around? But of course, y'all, I wouldn't be here if something didn't happen. Something happened. So finally, it went viral. Unk and Nai went viral. And this lady came forward talking about Unk was abusive to her. So let's talk about it. Let me let you listen to the news article. This got crazy.
The man in that viral TikTok video goes by Alonzo. Tonight, I exclusively spoke with a woman who says years ago here in D.C., he beat her up when she was homeless, and now she's only sharing the harrowing details with Fox 5. The attack was caught on camera, and we want to warn you, it may be difficult to watch. This is exclusive video you will only see on Fox 5. Police say
I had to censor that, but it's linked below.
Understand how a human being can act like this. He's a sociopath. He does not have a sense of remorse.
The victim, who wants to remain anonymous for safety reasons, says she woke up at the hospital not remembering what exactly happened to her. She's sharing these photos of the aftermath.
Is this the man who assaulted you? Yep.
The victim claims Hebron is known as a violent and dangerous person in the homeless community. That's why she says watching this viral TikTok video is triggering.
I've been struggling since then. I'm an alcoholic in recovery. Last week was my 18 months anniversary. And the last 2 days, I came close. I didn't, because he's not worth it.
After an hour,
However, she does not fault the young lady for trying to help someone.
I was heartbroken. Heartbroken. First of all, kudos to the woman who did this. She meant well, and I do applaud her for that. I know it was a lot of work for her to do so. But portraying him as something he just simply isn't.
Records reveal back in November 2012, Hebron was sentenced to 5 years in prison in the neck with a screwdriver during a fight on Queen Street in Northeast D.C. The suspect's past also includes other assaults and robberies. According to D.C. courts, Hebron was released to a half.
And this is crazy, you guys, right? Because when we think about it, Anai was just walking, getting him hotel rooms, doing whatever without knowing his history of this. Isn't this deep?
House last year in June 2023. He escaped and then was returned by the U.S. Marshal Service. It's not clear when he was released.
Why is he on the street? How many people does he have to hurt before? I'm sorry, it's locked up for good. He will not stop. I don't know what they're waiting for.
Now, the victim you just heard from wants to make it clear it's not about the more than $400,000 that was raised for Alonzo. She's sharing her story because she does not want anyone else to get hurt.
Hey guys, so everyone has went through Unk's past now, and they seen that he had like a criminal past and a dangerous one, for lack of a better word. Now the situation at hand is this: GoFundMe has decided to hold all funds donated to Unk. I don't know if they're going to release it to someone else, if they're going to um if they're also going to refund people who donated. I have no idea. Now, when we get to Nye, I want to say, oh my gosh, thank goodness she was safe. Y'all you can't pick up man, woman. Be careful picking up people off anywhere. Anywhere. It don't matter if they're needing a ride. Be careful Ubering. Just be careful, for her to get just pick Uncle off the street. It's because she had a big heart, but it also could be kind of dangerous, as we can see. So I'm glad it wasn't anything. She was going to get him a hotel room by herself. She was going shopping. She was walking down the street with money in her pocket, looking for him on TikTok live. That stuff can be dangerous. I'm sorry, just calling what it is. Not because of Unk's living situation, just picking up a stranger, period. Okay. So now Anai has a GoFundMe. I'm gonna link it below. And we saw she was hesitant about even having that. Someone else started it for her without her knowing. I'm gonna link that below to help her with her college studies. We'll keep looking at this story. So now Unk is back to square one. Like he had $400,000. He had prostate cancer. He was having such a bad time, and things could have been turned around. And now we're back to square one. Was it karma? Is should they hold the money? Does that have anything to do with his past record? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. I wonder how Nye feels today, knowing that Unc won't get the funds, but also knowing that she was riding around with him and anything could have happened. And that's the first thing I thought of. You guys, I'm glad she's safe. And I hope this doesn't change her having a big heart. Y'all let me know your comments below. Do you think they should keep the money away from Unc, or has he paid his debt to society? I'm sorry, guys. Also, Unc, someone released a transcript of the situation we just watched on the news, and he definitely apologized in court. Does that make it right? No, but I just wanted to put that in there. Yeah, you guys, I linked everyone's information below. Let me know your thoughts on this situation. I'm so glad that Naya is okay, and hopefully this doesn't change her heart from helping someone. And I think that maybe she helped him know that humanity is still here, because oh my gosh, I mean that arrest that they had was just like 2022, 2023. So it's still scary to think about. Like, even though we saw Unc all sickly and stuff, he still was getting down with the get down. He was still doing stuff he wasn't supposed to be doing, allegedly. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Blue commentary. Burgundy commentary. Comment blue commentary. Burgundy blue commentary. Blue commentary. Burgundy.
Oh, y'all, I lost my button. Hey, guys. Okay, so let's follow up now next to what happened with Unk and Nai. Like, this is really, really interesting. Like, to see what happened as the situation, because she had got close to $430,000. $430,000 for Unk. Life-changing money. Life-changing money. All right, let's go to the next part. Then we'll get to Magic of Rahat. So let's go ahead and share this video. We did this 4 months ago. Hit that like button. Let's talk about what happened to Alonzo and what happened to Nye. We're talking Unk and Nye and how GoFundMe did hold the money. Previously, she told us that it was okay, but now we're finding out GoFundMe did hold the money she raised for Unk. So it's all on Nai to support Unk. Let's talk about it.
Blue Commentary. Burgundy Commentary. Comment Blue Commentary. Comment Burgundy Blue Commentary. Blue Commentary. Burgundy Commentary. Commentary.
All right, guys, I'm coming down with a cold, but let's talk Unk and Nai. So if you didn't know, Unk and Nai met because Nai was a college student walking on her way to Trader Joe's, and she was just doing her TikTok thing. And Unk was while she was passing by, Unk asked if she could buy him a hot tea. So instead of buying him a hot tea, Nye did the unbelievable. She went above and beyond. She went and got him medicine, took him to get clothes, took him to get a roof over his head to stay for the night, got him something to eat. She went above and beyond, and she documented this. Well, fans became in love with Unk, and um, I'll let you guys watch a little bit of this. But then it came out later, like Unk and I, it came out a little bit later that Unk had a past, that he was a Yusuf. You know how YouTube is. And they caught it on camera, and the victim stepped forward. People started asking for their money back on GoFundMe. GoFundMe claimed they're holding the money, but Nye goes into detail on why the money is being held. And it has something to do with her listing her name as the beneficiary. Let's talk about it.
Man, it's currently 1 in the morning and I couldn't wait any longer to tell y'all this. The biggest and most important thing to me right now is being transparent with you guys through this process because I treat us as a family, literally. So
Y'all, we ain't heard the word transparent so much in our lifetime, have we? Like, I'm just listening to people now that have to be open with transparency, not directed at Nye, but just this whole thing where you want people to be transparent. Even when you're donating funds, you want people to be transparent, right? So it's just putting the two and two together. Y'all know we covered the Dolton stuff as well. And it's just cool to see that everybody's trying to get on board with transparency. Well, some of us.
everything I'm aware of, you need to be aware of too. So I feel as though you guys need to be aware of what's currently happening. I know a lot of y'all have been impatient. I didn't see my follower count go down. Y'all are waiting, and I know a lot of y'all like, well, damn, why has nothing been happening? Why haven't I been seeing updates on Unk? Like, what's going on? Trust me, just as much as I want to update y'all, I literally cannot. What am I going to update on? The way I had envisioned this, it's been weeks since this has happened. This happened January 31st. It is now the 24th. No progress has been made, and that's because of GoFundMe. And I'm getting like frustrated and very irritated because the way I envisioned this to pan out was that by now he would be in housing, he would get medical care, he will be set up, and I can continue to do my studies and continue to be Sinai. But literally, when y'all thinking I'm not doing nothing, literally behind this phone, behind the scenes, I'm literally fighting for this. A lot of y'all commented and said, the fact that GoFundMe is holding the funds and you're the main organizer and you're the person that's responsible for everything, why are they not releasing the funds to you? They're not even following their terms and conditions. Now, when it came to setting up a GoFundMe, I didn't know nothing about that. When I set up the GoFundMe, I edited that video I made. I came home and I said, no, I want to set up a GoFundMe. Never did it before. When I signed up my name, and the question was, who is it, for yourself or someone else? I put myself. Do you know why? I didn't know Alonzo's last name. He don't got no ID. How am I going to put his information in and not even know it? So it was all my information. So technically, I should be responsible. Now we're focusing on the highlighted part of their terms and conditions when it says all donations contributed to your fundraiser will be used solely as described in the material.
You know what? That is true. Like, why she was not able to get the money because she was raising it for someone else. Like, Alonzo would never get her the ID. She's been asking for the ID.
Materials that you post or otherwise provide. If you withdraw donations believed by donors to be raised on behalf of someone other than you, all donations will be given to and are spent on behalf of the beneficiary. That has literally not happened. What has been given to me? They literally put a pause on it. This is why I had to ask the Hilton, can they extend his stay? There's nothing I can do. Charges, expenses, and everything is still on my little dime. And it's like, every time I get up here, I love to just get positive energy, but I'm really frustrated, y'all. I really don't know what to do. I feel like everything I'm doing is right, and for some reason, it keeps getting stopped. Like, for some reason, I can't make any progress, and it's irritating. So that's why I got an attorney. I had my attorney on top of it, and they're not even being cooperative with my attorney. And I spoke to my attorney off the phone an hour ago, and he said it could go two ways. It could turn into a lawsuit, or we could just work things out and just do whatever, because GoFundMe's not really being cooperative. And I was like, no, the last thing I want to do is go through a lawsuit or anything. That's too much. That is literally too much. So I felt as though, in the meantime, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to pan out. But I'm literally asking for support. You guys are my family, so maybe you guys can guide me. Maybe you guys can tell me how I should go on about this. Maybe you guys know somebody that can help me get this resolved, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to get up on here and show y'all Unk moving into his new place. I want to show y'all everything that I promised and I'm hoping to deliver. But that is literally not possible without the funds. So I pray and hope this lands on the right people for you page, because I know the story has definitely died down and a lot of people are losing interest, and a lot of people just like, damn, like, what's going on with Unk? That's how I feel right now too. Another thing I do want to highlight, if you did donate it, of course, thank you so much. But if you feel as though it's taking too long or it's just not going the way I had initially promised, please request your refund. I'm not stopping y'all. Y'all still been requesting refunds, as y'all should, because this is taking too long. This then leads to me, and I've seen a lot of people say this, the system is broken. And to be quite honest, I feel as though I'm being targeted because I'm African-American and he's African-American as well. And his criminal history, whatever. I definitely feel like that's why they're doing this. That's why it could turn into a lawsuit. But I don't even have the energy for that. So I would definitely advise people moving forward, if you're in the position where you need to set up a fundraiser or you need donations from people based on whatever situation you're going through, I wouldn't recommend GoFundMe. Maybe this is the time we could highlight other competitors that are doing the same thing as GoFundMe, whether it's Black owned or whatnot, that will do business right. Comment those companies and let's start giving those companies our business, because this is ridiculous. This, your niece, your cousin, I am stressed out. Can y'all tell? Well, I just want to bring that to your attention. Hopefully, we can keep this rolling. And I promise y'all, I got more videos coming up. I promise. I'm tired, and I love y'all. Good night. TikTok.
The only thing, I don't think Nai will win the lawsuit only because of Unk's past coming up, and it was videotape of it, and it was a victim. And GoFundMe doesn't want that kind of smoke. But I agree with her with the people that request a refund, get your refund. The other people who don't want the refund, go ahead so Unk and Nai can go on with their life. But I'm so saddened that this is taking a toll on her. You guys, in the next video, we're going to see Nai talk about her financial situation and how everything is on her credit cards and she's stressed out. It's so sad. Let's listen.
Niece, hey, this me, Alonzo. Hey, I done broke my phone, so that's why I couldn't really get to call you or nothing. But I got your message and everything, you know. So when you get this message, just call this number here, all right? I love you, all right?
Hey, with Priceline VIP Family, you can unlock deals.
Didn't reach Unk when I got back. I'm like, what's going on with Unk? Y'all probably could like just pull up on him. Well, in order for me to pull up on him, I have to wait on my guy friend that takes me and goes with me, and he wasn't available. And then every time I would call the hotel, he would every time they would transfer me to his room, he wouldn't pick up. He would just not be in his room, I guess. So tomorrow I'm hoping to take him to Target so I could get his phone replaced. What happened was I ended up getting on the phone with him and he said that when he went to the laundromat to go wash his clothes, he forgot his phone was in the pocket of one of his pants. And then it ended up getting washed in there. So hopefully Target will just give us a new one because it hasn't been a month since he's had that phone too. Hilton reached out to me days after and was like, hey, is there any way we can help? So when Unk checked out of the original hotel I had checked him in and paid for, I ended up moving him to the Hilton because they were like, hey, we're going to give him a free stay and we're also going to give you a stay as well for a weekend when you want to come and relax. So it's been some time now and it was already almost time for him to check out of the Hilton in a few days. And I was kind of stressed out because I'm like, damn, what I'm going to do? I really don't want to, it's a lot on my credit cards. I'm probably going to have to get him another stay. So this morning I emailed them and I was like, hey, explain the situation, how GoFundMe's, withholding the funds, this whole process and authorization thing we have to go through. And it's a lot on me right now. So I just shot my shot and like, hey, by chance, are you guys able to extend it? And I'm also willing to give up my relaxation stay. The lady got back to me and she said, oh no, you're going to get your relaxing stay and we're going to extend Unk for additional 2 weeks. Period. Shout out to the Hilton. I just want to express my gratitude and me making this post. I love y'all so much. Y'all just relieve a whole bag of bricks off of my back. And I am.
Shout out to her too. Like, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard that voicemail from Unk, I was like, he seemed like he trying to be slick. Every time we turn around, it's a phone. He got to get a new phone. He done cracked his phone. He done wet his phone. He done lost his phone. It was sort of like he was trying to be slick. But Anai has such a good heart. She was still like, man, can you imagine? She's kept him sheltered all of these days, y'all, from just walking through. GoFundMe has not released that money, and I'm assuming the money that the other people raised for Anai, she used that right back into pouring into Unk. It was really, really interesting. It was really interesting to see. And so then the Hilton saw what she was doing and they went ahead and extended the stay for her. This should have went more viral. This story should have went more viral because she really was putting a lot on her. I was watching one of her live and a YouTube. I don't know if I consider him a YouTuber or a comedian. A comedian. What's his name? Marco. Funny Marco. He came into her live and donated to her Cash App, and different people started coming to her live and donating because she was putting all this on herself. And you could see she was taking him to Target to get new clothes. She was taking him to the grocery store, filling his refrigerator every week. She was keeping him sheltered. She did all that on her own. So kudos to her. But yeah, I felt like Unk was being a little slick.
I'm so filled with joy. I'm so happy. This relieves so much stress. And hopefully by the time his next checkout date, we are able to get him some housing.
Okay, not having this level of responsibility is a lot amongst her studies. I wonder though, she had a GoFundMe as well. I hope she's keeping that for herself because this is a lot of money spent on Unk. And am I being wrong? Please, I'm sorry. But Unk, he is definitely, we know he's sick, but he able-bodied because Nice stay looking for Unk. Like she can never find Unk when she need him. It seems like he only pops up when he needs something. That's my opinion. I'm sorry, guys. But he definitely has a place to stay. But Unk, he can go get a little part-time job or take a class or something because he's always in the streets when I can't. She's always like, I can't find Unk. I can't find Unk. He out here. So you guys, I'm gonna need Unk to get like a little 20-hour a week job. That's it. I'm gonna need him to do something to help Nye because she shouldn't be this stressed out. So hopefully GoFundMe release the money and maybe they could just send emails to the people letting them know the situation. If they want a refund, they can request it and give a timeline. Like you got 30 days to request your refund or we're releasing the money to Unk and Nai so that he can have stable housing. All right, y'all, because 2 weeks go by really fast, right? I'll keep you updated on this story. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Blue Commentary.
Welcome back, Ted. Hey, girl, dad. Hey, everybody in the chat. Greenfish. And if I miss you, blame it on my head and not my heart. All right. Now, Nai was finally able to give us an update because I don't know if you guys knew, but Nai had got everything going on. She had national news on her. Then all of a sudden, it was taken away. She was starting her nonprofit. She was doing everything. All of a sudden, it was taken away because she didn't know about Unk's history. So let's go to Nai's TikTok and she's going to go ahead and give an update, and I'm going to react to it. Shout out to Nai. This is her page. It's Hustle Anani. Let me copy and paste that in there. If you follow her on TikTok, if you want to share a kind word or show some love, there she is. And she's going to tell us what happened to Okay. People be so rude. They would like get to the story, and she was like, I can't just get to the story in one part. They was like, why you got to make it in pieces? So let's go.
Ago, and you guys are just not seeing it. So as you guys are seeing it, I'm filming it. I just literally decided to just do it right now. So like I said, it's not an easy story for me to tell, and it's literally not a short story at all. It's the timeline from the day I met him up to now. I'm gonna tell it all, but in order to tell that, I have to do multiple parts because it's not a short story. So I hope that clears that up. I know a lot of people are anticipating like part 2, but I'm trying to make part 2 right now. I just want to get that out the way real quick so you guys understand why you guys might not get the parts going that quick, but I'm literally trying to film them right now. Like I'm still filming. So again, I will make a what is it called? I will make a playlist to make it easier for you guys and leave it at that. Hey girl, I love you too. And I get it. Just tell us, right? But as you can see, I'm literally Hey TikTok fam, I hope everybody's doing well. Second, I want to start this video by expressing my gratitude to you guys. You don't understand how good it feels to have the support system that I
Y'all, I want to step in here. Nai was so nice to give us a breakdown because some people were so rude, like demanding that every day, even though she was trying to graduate school and all of that stuff, every day they want to update on Unk, and they felt like they were owed that. And she was trying to just get her life back on track while taking care of another person. She literally was taking care of another person. So I appreciate her for giving us an update.
that I do have now since January. I'm forever grateful for the words of encouragement, the positivity, the sweet messages you guys leave me, the donations, just the support is unreal. I never thought as one individual can maintain that and reach that, because literally before January 30th, I was a nobody. I was a girl from Bay Area, California that attends UC Berkeley. I just moved to DC to participate in a abroad program, which allowed me to live in DC to take classes and intern, as you guys know. And obviously my life forever changed when I went on that walk to the grocery store and I got stopped for tea. And I know I was able to document it and share what has occurred, such as me vlogging and me getting stopped right at that moment, to me looking for him, crying because I couldn't find him, to me finding him, me relaying the news that I raised all this money for him, me taking him to Target, getting him a new phone, getting him situated in a hotel. I took you guys through all of that journey, right? You guys saw all of that. Then it just kind of went MIA a little bit on my end, right? I could see how that looks on your guys' ends. Like, damn, what happened? We were getting all these updates to basically nothing. Everything's unclear now, unsaid on my end. And that's because a lot has occurred in private. Now, I sat on it, I prayed on it, I cried about it, I got counseling about it. And I feel as though that you guys deserve just as much to know what has occurred, because we're a family at the end of the day, and you guys invested into Alonzo and all that money I raised. You guys deserve to know what is going on with it. So I'm finally ready to tell the story. Please bear with me if some videos are longer than others. This isn't an easy story for me to tell, but I'm finally ready. And this is part 1 of what happened with Unk. Hey TikTok fam, I hope everybody's doing well.
Okay.
Second, I want to start this video by expressing my gratitude. Part 2, what happened with Unk. Now, I'm going to skip over some stuff because I pretty much vlogged it all from the day I met him to me looking for him, helping him get a hotel, all of that. It's all there. So if you've never seen it, just go to my Unk and Nai playlist. Start from January 31st, the day I met him. But put yourself in my shoes. Imagine you innocently posted a video and it ended up getting all this crazy attention that you're not used to. But then you got a lot of people trying to interview you. A lot of local news stations, national shows trying to interview you. It was a lot of people that were coming at me. So if you don't remember, my first news interview I ever did was Fox 5 News. They ended up highlighting the story. It was a good thing. Fast forward, I ended up committed to a TV show that wanted to do my first national interview. A very exciting experience. I went to LA. I filmed the whole day. And they were like, yes, Nai, thank you so much for coming. We're going to air it in a few days. So I was in LA probably for 2 days. When I got back from LA, I literally got a call from the producer. And she was like, hey, are you home? I'm like, no, I'm not home. Oh, okay, give me a call when you make it home. I get home. Hop on the phone with her. She's like, we're going to put our show attorney on the line. I'm like, attorney? Fast forward. The attorney hops on the phone and she was like, hey, Sanai, we really appreciate coming on the show, but unfortunately, we cannot air it due to Alonzo's criminal history. We did some digging and research and we just cannot air it. And I get it. Like, I guess it just doesn't work with their brand. So they no longer aired it. When they told me we cannot air it because of his criminal history, that's when I found out he had a criminal history. And I was caught off guard. Literally, after I got off the phone with the producers of that show, Fox 5 literally calls my phone and it's just like, hey, Sanai, do you have a statement? Are you aware of Alonzo's criminal history? And I'm like, what's going on? I literally just landed back in DC from LA and I'm so confused. Oh, yeah. We have an exclusive with the lady and she's coming forward and we're going to air at 9 p.m. and she's saying that Alonzo abused her. Do you have a comment? I'm just like, what is going on? So I ended up making no comment because I didn't know. I just found out about this and I'm like, what's going on? Part 2, what happened with Unk. Now, I'm going to skip over some stuff because I pretty much vlogged. Part 3, what happened with Unk. So obviously, Fox 5 aired it. It's circulating on social media, and the situation went from being positive to negative real quick. My parents didn't feel comfortable with me being in DC by myself with no family out there. So they're like, honestly, either come back home or go to New York like you were originally planning to. So we're going to pause the story here. At this point, when all this was happening, Alonzo has been in his hotel for almost a week, and it was time for him to check out. I so happened to get in contact with the Hilton. The Hilton reached out. They're like, hey, we want to help. How can we help? I already told them that he was already placed in a hotel, but it was only for a week. So I asked them if it was okay to switch him to one of their hotels after his reservation ends. Fast forward, current. So as I'm planning to go back to New York, it's basically almost time for Alonzo to check out. So obviously I have no car in DC. One of my friends helped me out. We went to go get Alonzo, check out, grab his stuff, and we switched him from the Holiday Inn, which I placed him in, to the Hilton. So the Hilton hooked him up. It was a very...
Y'all, this girl, she got a heart of gold. One hotel, they couldn't make it there. They found another way, and they're not taking him from like the boom boom room to the dang on sleazy salmon hotel and motel. They taking him from Hilton to Holiday Inn and nice hotels like that. That's really cool, where he had a refrigerator and a stove where he could cook his meals. Like, they got him like an extended stay situation. They just didn't throw him up in the what we got out here, the Cherry Lane. They didn't just put him in a Cherry Lane up the street, no shade. Or the little lingerie hotel over here in Dolton. This was really kind what she was doing. This is my first time watching this part with you guys. Let's continue. Great job, Nai.
Very nice suite. I vlogged in all that. And yeah, he's in a new hotel. I have a peace of mind that he will be good. And I didn't leave him to New York without making sure that his stay was set. Backstory, once again, y'all remember when I took him to Target and I vlogged it? I spent over $1,000 that day, but 200 out of that 1,000 were Visa gift cards. I already got him clothes, necessities.
Y'all, I watched it. We have to watch that Target shopping spree together. She let him go through Target and get whatever he wanted, clothing, everything. It brought tears to my eyes. It was very special. And she did it, thank goodness, with the help. It wasn't like she was doing it to say, oh, look at me. people wanted to see more, and so she started to produce more as content.
A stay, a phone up to a year. The only thing he really needs to worry about is what to eat. So that's why I got him the Visa gift cards. I told him, hey, this is for you when you need something to eat. Spend responsibly until we're able to give you your money and work it all out. Okay, cool, no problem. So when we switched him to the Hilton, I asked him before leaving to New York, how much money do you have on your gift cards? Because I just wanted to make sure he had enough to eat. Oh, I think I got like $180. Oh, okay, cool. It's been about a week. It seems like you spend it responsibly. Okay, well, maybe that should last you until I get back. Yeah, no problem. So I ended up going to New York, doing my thing, come back for part 4. Part 3, what happened with Unk. So obviously, Fox 5 aired it. It circulated. Part 4, what happened with Unk. So at this point, I'm in New York. Every day, we'll check in with each other on the phone. Hey, everything's good? Yeah, everything's good. Cool, okay. The 4th day of me being in New York was a Tuesday. I remember we hopped on the phone. We're checking with each other. Hey, everything good? Yeah, everything's good. I'm just doing this and that. Okay, cool. He was telling me how he was working out, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, that sounds good. Awesome. We should probably get you on the alkaline diet. Make sure you eat healthier. Oh, yeah. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then I'm like, also, you need to get your ID. Make sure you get your ID. Go to the church. Because I told him in private, you got to go to this church. They're going to help you apply for your birth certificate, your ID, and your social card. And they'll pay for it. All he had to do was go to the church and apply. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go there. And then after that, towards the end of the call, I'm like, by the way, how much do you have on those cards? Because remember, 4 days ago, it was $180. He says, oh, niece, I didn't want you to be mad at me, but I got $2 on the card. I'm like, damn, we went from $180 to $2? What'd you get? Like, I get it nowadays, like, stuff be costing a lot or whatnot, but this is my own money. I don't have that much of my own money. I'm just in college. So I said, hey, Unk, I'm in New York. Let me figure it out to see how I can get you more money because I wanted to make sure he eats. So I said, in the meantime, make sure you just take care of your business of going getting an ID and all that. He's like, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I ended up hitting up my friend. Shout out to my friend for being so helpful. I'm like, hey, I'm in New York. I try to reload his gift card balances. It won't let me. Can you go purchase a new gift card for him? Yeah, I'm going to go do that. My friend ended up getting super busy that day. He couldn't do it. Part 4, what happened with Unk. So at this point, I'm in New York. Every day, we'll check in.
Thank you, Chavis. And I wanted to go to Jassie's comment. Jassie says, sometimes with takers linked with givers, takers quickly adjust to play the part of whatever will position them to take more. This is very much true. Wow, this is very much true. Where they just want to morph into whatever you want them to be, right? To get more from you. Man, bless. I mean, you can't. Shout out to Hustle Anai. It's and I put her link in the chat. She's on TikTok. She did a wonderful thing. Beautiful heart. Was raised right. Yeah. Let's keep on going. Then we're on part
Part 5, what happened with Unk. So I talked to him that Tuesday. Wednesday comes. I call him. He doesn't pick up. I'm like, okay, maybe he's busy or whatnot. The whole Wednesday goes. He never ended up hitting me back. Thursday comes. I call him a few times. He would not pick up. So I'm like, what's going on? This is unusual because normally he would answer my phone or call me back immediately. So at this point, I called the hotel directly. I'm like, hey, can you transfer me to such and such room? Every time they would transfer me, he would not pick up. I would have to call him and be like, hey, have you guys seen him? And they're like, no, we haven't seen him, just whatever. So at this point, I'm stressed. I'm like, I'm all the way in New York, and I don't know if this man is okay. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I didn't hear from him, right? Friday comes. The same friend I asked to go get him a gift card ended up not being available until that day. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, I got busy with work these past few days. I could go get him a gift card now. How much do you want on it? What kind of gift card? I'm like, oh, hey, go get a Visa gift card, put $150 on it. I paid for it. I sent my friend the money immediately. My friend goes to his hotel. He's a police officer, so the hotel people already let him up to the room. He goes to the room. The room is neat. He left his phone there, according to him. He's like, what you want me to do? You want me to leave the gift card here? Like, what you want? I said, hey, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and leave the gift card there, but write a note telling him to give me a call because I've been trying to get a hold of him. So my friend writes a note. Hey, this is a new gift card. It has $150 on it. Give somebody a call when you can. And my friend leaves the gift card. He took a picture for me to see, and he went on about his business. So after that, the rest of the Friday, never ended up getting a call from him. Saturday comes, never got a call from him either. And I'm stressed about it. I'm like, do I have to cut my trip short what do I have to do? So actually, there was this lady that was in DC, and I don't know, some of you guys remember that video of that lady filming him and asking questions, but that was me knowing he was okay. So I knew he was out and about and okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe I don't have to cut my trip short because it seems like he's okay. Part 5, what happened with Unk. So I talked to him that Tuesday. Wednesday comes, I call him, he doesn't pick up. I'm like, okay, maybe he's busy or whatnot. The whole Wednesday goes, he never ended up hitting me back. Thursday comes, I call him a few times, he would not pick up. So I'm like, what's going on? This is unusual because normally he would answer my phone or call me back immediately. So at this point, I called the hotel directly. I'm like, hey, can you transfer me to such and such room? Every time they would transfer me, he would not pick up. I would have to call him and be like, hey, have you guys seen him? And they're like, no, we haven't seen him, just whatever. So at this point, I'm stressed. I'm like, I'm all the way in New York and I don't know if this man is okay. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I didn't hear from him, right? Friday comes. The same friend I asked to go get him a gift card ended up not being available until that day. It's like, hey, I'm sorry I got busy with work these past few days. I could go get him a gift card now. How much do you want on it? What kind of gift card? I'm like, oh, hey, go get a Visa gift card, put $150 on it. I paid for it. I sent my friend the money immediately. My friend goes to his hotel. He's a police officer, so the hotel people already let him up to the room. He goes to the room. The room is neat. He left his phone there, according to him. He's like, what you want me to do? You want me to leave the gift card here? Like, what you want? I said, hey, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I had looped. I had to run out the room. Thank you so much, B, for the $19.99. Don't start no mess. Don't start no mess with that $19.99, child. Please.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all are kind of making me regret.
Oh, y'all, don't start with the $19.99. You know that's it. Y'all see what happened last time. Don't start. Woo. That $19.99, child. Oh, I'm stressed out. I can't even, when something's on sale for $19.99, I can't even buy it now. I can't even buy it. No, it's a bad omen. So thank you so much, you guys. This is the welcome back week of Burgundy Blue Commentary. Y'all know my channel was taken down because of all the stuff going on, illegally taken down. So now we're back. All the ways to support your girl is in the comments below, and I have it pinned. And thank you. We're rebuilding. We're over here rebuilding. We're building from scratch. And we're gonna try to claim what was lost. We're gonna try to claim what was lost. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, can y'all send 1998, 1997, 20? I'm not ungrateful. $9.99, but that $19.99, child. Oh, it got my stomach flipping. Lord. All right, let's go to more of Nai. Nai was they were telling her to rush her story, and she was like, would you hold your horses? This is my story to tell. So let's get to Nai.
To even wanted to tell a story. I finally got comfortable enough to share this story, and y'all being impatient with me, y'all like, why does it have to be multiple parts? It's not a simple story. If I was to just go in here and say this is what happened with Unk, people are gonna be like, well, why is it that way? Why is it that way? Y'all are not the one that gets the comments and the messages every day. What happened with Unk? What's going on with this and that? So I feel as though me telling the story is just me putting everything out on the table, so that way you guys could literally understand what I went through in private, for one, and understand why I went a long period of time without posting. And I probably won't be asked about it anymore if I just tell the story. That's it. That's all. I'm not gonna lie, y'all are kind of making me regret to even wanting to tell a story. I finally got comfortable enough to share this story, and y'all being impatient with me, y'all like, why does it have to be multiple parts? It's not a simple story. If I was to just go in here and say this is what happened with Unk, people are gonna be like, what happened to Unk part 6? So at this point, I left New York, came back to DC, still have not been in contact with him. I would say 2 days of me being back at home, I get a call from his uncle. Never talked to his man a day in my life. And let's just say his uncle's name James, because I don't want to put real names out there. Uncle James calls me, hey, Sanai, this is Alonzo uncle. So what happened was he broke his phone and he needs a new phone today. I'm like, well, where's Alonzo? He's like, oh, Alonzo's right here. Oh, okay, can I please speak to Alonzo? Sure, no problem, Sanai. As he's passing the phone, Alonzo, they speak in a weird code. It was just like abnormal. I'm like, that sounds like fishy. Instead of just saying, oh, hey, it's niece, hey, it's nice night, it was like, oh, this is like, it was so weird. So when Alonzo hopped on the phone, oh, hey, niece, oh, hey, Unk, I have not talked to you in a week. What's going on? Oh, what happened was when I was washing my clothes, I left the phone in the pocket and yeah, water damage, so my phone doesn't work anymore. Oh, damn, Unk. Okay, no problem. We'll just probably trade your phone out since it's still under the warranty. I'll be there in a few days to grab the phone. Okay, cool, no problem. Again, I'm checking in. Did you get your ID yet? It's an excuse every time behind the ID. Oh, yeah, they messed up again or da-da-da.
She kept on, this was months where she's saying, you have $440,000 sitting there in GoFundMe. All they want is your ID. All he, I just didn't get it. I didn't get it.
So boom, the day I was supposed to go see him comes. I go to the hotel and he's not there. So obviously the room is under my name. I have a key. I'm like trying to look for the phone and the phone's not there. So I ended up deciding to go get him some food at the grocery store across the street. So that's when I restocked his fridge. I made a TikTok about it. And then I let them know, hey, Unk, stop by, restocked your fridge and also came to get your phone, but you weren't here, couldn't find it. I'll be back in a few days to grab it. Just leave it in the box. So he ended up calling me from the hotel phone. Oh, hey, I got your note. Yeah, da-da-da. So we ended up talking. I'm like, yeah, just leave it in the box and I'll be there in a few days. Oh, okay, no problem. So a few days go by and I'm back. He's there this time. So I'm like, hey, I'm back to pick the phone up. We're like, where is it? Oh, you didn't see my note right there? And we looked down and there was a note and it said, be right back, went to go see my PO. And I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. Well, where's the phone? Oh, what happened was I ended up smashing the phone. I was talking to my PO and I got mad and I broke the phone.
And he would have had to be talking from 2 cans and a string for the rest of this time. He would have had to been talking on a play phone from Fisher Price for now on. You mean to tell me you got mad, then you smashed the phone I bought you to? Okay. His form of communication would have been the only form of communication he had before I got him a phone. I'm sorry. That was so disrespectful.
Okay, so it went from water damage to you breaking the phone, smashing it. Well, do you have the phone? Where's the phone? No, I don't have the phone. I don't have the phone. It's gone. What do you mean it's gone? I told you to leave it in the box so I could trade it out. I don't have the phone. It just wasn't adding up. So I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, well, what's going on with your ID? Did you get your ID like you said you would and it will be here this day? Oh, there's still issues with ID. Every time I asked about the ID, it was an excuse. Oh, either my application is messed up or something. I'm like, Unk, well, I told you I was going to be able to trade it out, but because you don't have nothing physically to give me, I can't get you a new phone because I would just have to buy a whole new phone. So I said, I don't really have a lot of money. When you get your ID and we're able to get your funds from your GoFundMe, then we could do that to go get you a new phone. But in the meantime, if you got to get in contact with me, just use the hotel phone. Okay, cool, no problem.
I'm sorry, y'all. What Tracy said got me over here in tears. She said he would have had to, it would have been a carrier pigeon time or smoke signals. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Like Uncle would have been like, that's it. You this is your 3rd phone, sir. Or however. And every time you got a more elaborate story. What are you doing with these phones?
Problem, that's fine. So a week goes by. He would not really call as much anymore, and I get it because he didn't have a phone. So I just wanted to give him his space and let him be his own person and still check in with him. So one of my friends actually ended up being in DC in town. We were on our way to a restaurant. As we were passing this area, I'm like, oh, this is where hotel is at. Can we stop by and see him real quick? I want you to meet him. Oh yeah, come on, let's go. So we go do a random pop-up at Unk's hotel just to stop by and say hello. I go to the front desk. I'm just like, hey, is Unk here? Oh yeah, he's here. So me and my friend ended up going upstairs to his hotel room and he's acting completely weird. He's fanning himself. He's just like acting different, like he's nervous or something. So we're sitting here having a conversation. Keep in mind the shower is running in the background. I'm thinking, if you're having a conversation with us, why is the shower running in the background? He's like, oh, I'm washing my clothes. But that's not adding up because the hotel staff told me that you would go wash your clothes downstairs and ask them for coins. So I peeped that. And then I'm looking at his kitchen, his fridge. He ran out of groceries. I'm like, hey, do you want to go back to the grocery store? And while I'm here, you can pick out what you want. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Keep in mind, the shower is still running. I'm like, okay, well, can you go ahead and turn the shower off? Okay, yeah, cool, no problem. Also, I needed to get in contact with his PO because every time I asked about an attorney to help him with his GoFundMe stuff, like helping with the trust and all that, he said that in order for me to get that information, I had to go to his PO. So I'm like, do I have permission to call the PO and get his information? So I called the PO and I'm like, hey, this is Sanai calling in regards. I got permission to get Alonzo's attorney's information. Is that okay if you could pass that along? Oh, yeah, like let me do that, such and such. And then the parole officer ends up telling me that he hasn't seen Alonzo in a minute. And I'm thinking, didn't he tell me that he saw him the last time I was here? So boom, I'm peeping. He lied to me that one time. What happened to part 6? So at this point, I left New York, came back to.
You can't help but love how sweet she is. Like, she really is trying here. The shower running, he's shaking, he mad, he done broke a phone. All the groceries you just put in the refrigerator is gone. She's just still staying positive. Like, what Scott say? Oh no. She's still staying positive until
What happened to Unk part 7?
until like Unk, y'all wait. Let's keep up. Just wait, because I know this is getting worse. I'm watching this with you guys. I sort of got the synopsis of what happened, but I'm watching it with you guys, and my heart just go out to her. Now, mind you, she's like, I just want to get you an ID so I can get you a home, put some money in a bank for you, change your life, and you won't even put the initiative to get the ID. It's an ID.
So I peeped a lot and I'm just like, okay. So we ended up going downstairs, headed to the grocery store. Keep in mind, he's still on the phone with his parole officer trying to coordinate when they can meet up and do whatever they got to do because that's his business. So as I'm downstairs, one of the hotel staff stops me. Hey, Sanai, can I speak to you for a second? And I'm like, damn, what you got to speak to me for? I'm getting scared because I don't like that tone. So Alonzo's on the side on the phone with his parole officer taking care of his stuff. And then me and the lady go to the side and she said, hey, I just wanted you to know that I've been gone for a few days, but my coworkers brought it to my attention that he's been bringing somebody to his room and you should probably check in on that. And I'm like, really? Like, dang,
I kind of knew that was going to happen. Because sometimes when you follow these stories, I think it's sort of like that survivor's guilt that people have when this, like, I got a room and everything, but my homie got a room too. You know what I mean? So my homie gets to come in my room too, or my girl. Like, we don't know Alonzo or who was he hanging with when he was on the streets? Like, that happens a lot. Like, you just go to a hotel room and leave everybody. Then in the daytime, he go hang out with the people that he was on the streets with, and then they're gonna be like, take me back to your room, give me a place to stay for the night, right?
heard of any of that, of course. So I'm like, well, can you describe the person? Like, can you give me more information on it? Oh, I wasn't here, so I really can't. So she goes and grabs her coworker. The coworker comes. She said, yeah, he's been bringing somebody pretty much every day for about a month. And I'm like, well, can you describe the person, what they look like? And she's like, I'm not good with none. I really can't. She's like, she's telling me stuff, but not really telling me stuff. So at this point, I'm just left confused. So I actually ended up realizing I had an appointment and I didn't have enough time to take him to the grocery store. So I said, hey, Unk, me and my friend will be back. I have an appointment. We'll take you to go grocery shopping later if that's okay with you, and you could go take your shower or whatnot. He's like, okay, cool, fine, no problem. We ended up leaving, going to my appointment, took care of my business. When we got done, my friend was like, oh, we got time now. Should we go back and get Unk some groceries? I'm like, yeah, let's go do that. So we go back to the hotel. The same two ladies I was telling about, whoever he was bringing to his hotel room, was like, oh my God, it's not. If you would have stayed an extra 10 minutes, or if you would have went to the grocery store like you were supposed to, you would have seen who we were talking about. Literally 10 minutes after y'all left, him and that person walked out. And I'm like, really? Then my friend stopped. She's like, That's who was in the shower. That's why the shower was running. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes sense why he was acting like that. It was so weird. So I'm trying to process everything. And I'm like, wow, like, dang. But keep in mind, like, the ladies that were explaining to me, whoever they were bringing to this room, were making it seem like it was a bad thing. So in my head, I'm thinking it's a bad thing, you know? So it ended up being super late. I'm like, well, is he here at his hotel room? They're like, no, we could go check. So we went to go check. He wasn't there. There was like stuff all over the room and no, he's not there. So I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. I'll just go ahead and write him a note and say we'll be back tomorrow because he still don't got the ID. And that's what's holding up this whole process of him getting his money is the ID. What happened to Unk part 7? So I want to take a pause here real quick to explain the GoFundMe stuff so you guys understand why he hasn't been able to touch the money. To sum it up, I made the GoFundMe. I never made a GoFundMe before. It was under my information, my name, and I raised it for him. I really thought that probably after a few days, they verified my information that I will just be able to be reimbursed and put his money in a trust and all that. But obviously it didn't pan that way. And things literally starts to go left with GoFundMe after that lady came to the news. Like at the time, I didn't know they were going to hold the funds because I remember there was a rumor going around like, oh, people saying GoFundMe's holding the funds. And I'm like, no, like, that's not what's going on. Literally, like, after I posted that video a few days ago on, they are holding the funds safely. And it's just basically saying that they need Alonzo's approval. They need Alonzo to go get an ID, go get certain things, sign a document, take a photo with it. And that way, you know, they can release the funds to me. But that don't make sense because even after Alonzo approves it, then they're going to make me put the money in a trust under my name. So why does it need Alonzo's approval? So I remember making a few videos about it in the past, and some of my followers or my supporters were just like, honestly, tonight, that doesn't sound right.
Nai had the most runaround from GoFundMe. I wonder if it was the amount and how fast it went, because she got close to $500,000. If she, let me see. Let's go look at it right quick. Like, it's so funny to see. Let's see if the GoFundMe. Wait a minute. I see Nai's GoFundMe. So her GoFundMe is still up. She got to, let me just share it. She got to 27,000. At least she got to 27,000. It's funny to see how GoFundMe's work. How GoFundMe works. Like some people will have a GoFundMe and they'll get like big hits, and then other people it just won't. Her goal was $44,444. And someone else started this. It's just interesting to see. And let me see. This is remarkable. Let's see if Unk and Nai is back up. If it's still up, because I know it's. No, I think it's all gone. Yeah, it's kind of sad that her GoFundMe went away. Like, I mean that Alonzo would not comply. Garden, get out of here. I just looked down and that made me laugh. Gardens, oh my goodness, don't start. Okay, so let's go to, that is funny, that made me laugh. Let's go back over to Nai. Bless her heart. She's telling us about how the GoFundMe started. All right. Yeah, they gave her like so many runarounds, and I think it might have been the amount and how fast she accomplished that amount. Man, that made me laugh. Let me get off of here.
If you're the organizer, why do you need Alonzo's approval? And I'm like, yeah, that does sound right. So everybody basically recommended me to get an attorney. I ended up getting the attorney, consulted with my attorney. He's like, yeah, I'm going to look into this. Honey, as I'm dealing with Alonzo on the side, I'm dealing with GoFundMe on the other side. Literally. Man, when I tell you these past few months, it's been a whole battle with them. It's like a long email communication. My attorney is just basically saying, like, I'm looking at your terms and conditions. My client has the right to those funds, and they're just basically doing whatever they want. They're like, well, we can still hold the money if we want to, regardless of our terms and conditions. So they were super adamant, like, Alonzo needs his ID, he needs to approve it, then he could get the money or whatnot, and you could be reimbursed for whatever you spent on him. Every time. So hence, that's why at times in the store I would be like, Unc, you get your ID, because at this point, I understand he needs his ID so he can be able to get his money and we could just get him in a good situation, his housing, his medical, all of that taken care of. That's what's prolonging the process. And on the side, so that's why I wanted to go back and physically take him to go get the ID. Because at this point, it was being dragged out. I felt like, damn, I haven't even been able to update you guys or really show you guys him and housing or whatnot. And I'm just really fighting so hard for somebody that's not even fighting for themselves. So I know I'm also considering the lawsuit because this has literally put me through hell. It would have probably been a
Y'all, she was going through it. And then I agree, like, at this point, she's ready to take Unc by the hand and say, let me go find out what's going on with this ID. And you have to remember to keep the reasoning and why she didn't. She was in school. She's planning her graduation. She's traveling. She's living her college life, right? And I think this was the year she graduates as well. And she was about to leave DC and go back to where her home was. So she didn't want to leave Unc there without any resources. So she was getting stressed as time was getting closer and closer.
A whole different story if they would have never held the funds and I was able to help him get a trust and be in a good situation. But because of that, I literally dealt with the financial burden. I mean, every day people are calling me or thinking I'm fraudulent. I wasn't even able to successfully help him before I moved back to California from DC. It was just a lot behind GoFundMe that has put me through it. I even went as far as actually trying to just move on from the situation and refund you guys, but they're refusing to do that too. They're like, well, we need Alonzo's approval in order to refund everybody. What type of shit is that? So regardless, I'm still tied to the situation no matter what, and Alonzo's not doing his part. So give me your guys' feedback, what you think I should do about the GoFundMe stuff. I don't know if I should just sue or whatnot, but I just want to do the right thing. So I want to take a pause here real quick to explain the GoFundMe stuff so you guys understand why he hasn't been able to touch the money. To sum it up, I made the GoFundMe. I never made a GoFundMe before. It was under my information, my name, and I raised it for him. I really thought that probably after a few days, they verified my information that I will just be able to be reimbursed and put his money in a trust and all that. But obviously it didn't pan that way. And things literally starts to go left with GoFundMe after that lady came to the news. Like at the time, I didn't know they were going to hold the funds because I remember there was a rumor going around like, oh, people saying GoFundMe's holding the funds. And I'm like, no, like that's not what's going on. Literally, like after I posted that video a few days ago on, they are holding the funds safely. And it's just basically saying that they need Alonzo's approval. They need Alonzo to go get an ID, go get certain things, sign a document, take a photo with it. And that way, you know, they can release the funds to me. But that don't make sense because even after Alonzo approves it, then they're going to make me put the money in a trust under my name. So why does it need Alonzo's approval? So I remember making a few videos about it in the past, and some of my followers or my supporters were just like, honestly, tonight, that doesn't sound right. If you're the organizer, why do you need Alonzo's approval? And I'm like, yeah, that does sound right. So everybody basically recommended me to get an attorney. I ended up getting the attorney, consulted with my attorney. He's like, yeah, I'm going to look into this. Honey, as I'm dealing with Alonzo on the side, I'm dealing with GoFundMe on the other side. Literally. Man, when I tell you these past few months, it's been what happened to Unk part A. So obviously I left the note saying that I'll be back tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow comes. Me and my friend, we get up early in the morning. We're like, no, we're not going to miss him because obviously Unk is on the go. Wherever he be going, whatever he be doing, he's like never at his hotel every time I pull up. So I want to pull up early before he would go. So
Y'all, Unk be in these streets. Every time Nai try to find Unk, he gone like he got something to do. It's crazy. He be gone no matter where she go.
We go up to the room.
No matter what time she gets there, Unk is gone.
We're in the room. He's not there. And it looks like it was in the same condition that I left it the night before when I left him the other note. Like he probably.
So Unk spending the night out? This story just gets weirder and weirder. Like Unk is hit the like button if you guys are just getting in here. We're talking about Unk and the remarkable Nai, who did something special when she found him out, needing help. She did more than lent a helping hand. Y'all, Unk is still out here. He's still out here, guys, and he's spending the night out, and she's paying for the rooms and getting sponsorship for the rooms. Make it make sense. Where's Unk going? This is very interesting.
You probably never even got my previous note of me saying that I was going to come back tomorrow to take him to get the ID. That's why I was so adamant about the ID. If you see my previous video about me explaining why they won't release his funds because he needs an ID, that's why I'm like, at this point, I got to take him to go get it myself because he's probably not going to do it. And he hasn't been doing it. It's been a lie, or who knows? It's been different stories about why he just don't got the freaking ID. So at this point, I'm like, he's not here. Let me just go back downstairs and write him another note. I go downstairs. There's a whole different employee. Hey, can I get a piece of pepper and pen? Yeah, here, no problem. So as I'm writing him a note, the guy stops me. He's like, hey, yeah, are you the person he told me not to lit up last week? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, last week he said he was expecting some people and to not let you up. Who? Me, the person whose name is on the room, the person who helped him get the room. I'm the only person that know he stays here. And second, he was expecting me because I told him I would be back to get the phone. So that really did it for me. I'm just like, wow. I'm writing the letter. Hey, we came by to take you grocery shopping. We came by to take you get the ID. I guess you weren't here. Please give me a call when you see this letter. At this point, I'm stressed, and everybody basically in my private life sees my stress and how much I'm fighting for him and how much it has been affecting me in my personal life. And I can't really be Sanaa anymore because I was just so like, that's all I wanted for him was to just get the housing.
She's basically giving away $500,000 to this man that she raised, and she can't get him to that she raised the money for, and she sound like she raising him too, and she cannot get him to comply. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. So Nai went from being a cheerful giver, as they say. Look how it's affecting her now. Look how it's affecting her now. She like, look, man, I just stopped over here to get you some food. She was not like that at the beginning. He had wore her thin. You guys, if you're just joining, hit the like button, subscribe, and consider telling a friend. And all the ways to support your girl is in the description box and pinned in the chat. Thank you so much.
Get the medical care. That's all I wanted for him. And it's like only so much I can do. Like I cannot force him to go do certain things. And at the end of the day, he's grown, right? So it got to a point where I'm like, I can't even stress myself no more. I can't even keep calling this hotel every day, having them transfer me to him to check up on him. I can't keep coming up here and then it's just disappointment after disappointment. I probably have to take some time for myself and let him just figure it out. Like, so it was spring break for me. I originally was not going to do anything for spring break. Last minute, I got invited to a trip out of the country. And I was going to go. I'm like, I honestly really need this trip because I've been stressed out and this would be very nice. I started falling off with my studies. I just felt like I wasn't really taking care of Sanaa at that point.
And you have to take care of yourself. She should have been taking care of herself. I want to read something that Starboy Glow said. Maybe he owes child support, taxes, or fines. I could see that. But Starboy, I'm sure he didn't owe $500,000. Well, I'm saying I'm sure, but you never know. You think he owed $500,000 in taxes and child support? He could have just cleared up his debt. If anything, he already had been caught red-handed with the abuse allegations. Well, we saw it on camera. So with the abuse. So that's what happened. So he already been called out on the news. This could have helped whatever situation. Would you rather just stay in the situation you're in? And I want to read what Scott said. Scott said, you can't properly help those who don't want to be helped or are unwilling to receive help. That is very true. Yeah. Tracy says, the saddest thing is she may come across someone who really needs help and she will not be so willing. That could, sometimes that could make you bitter too. Like, I helped somebody and this is what they did. You ever remember back in the day, if you saw someone that was in need, you give them the change or a couple of dollars, and now you give them a couple of dollars, and they'll be like, "What I'm supposed to do with this?" They'll be like, you give them $2, and they'll be like, "What I'm supposed to do with this?" And you just in there looking like, I thought it was $2. Or like when we did the ride along, and I was at Dunkin' Donuts when I told you guys, the man was at Dunkin' Donuts, and now he's at the window when you order. He kind of is standing out there, panhandling. He needs help. And I rolled up, and I didn't have any money. He was like, "I got Zelle." I was like, okay. I was like, at least you were efficient. At least you were efficient with at least having options. It was pretty cool to see how things have changed. You like, "I got Zelle. You could just pay me via Zelle." But yeah, this is interesting. She might run into someone and may not want to be helped again. So let's go into it.
Anymore. So my international trip didn't work out. Last minute, I decided to just go to Miami because I couldn't even be in DC anymore. And also, I feel guilty about going out of town. I remember telling a few people, like, I don't think I should go out of town. Maybe I should just stay. Maybe he'll call me, or maybe we could take him to go get his ID so we could just get, everything done. Everybody's just like, "Honey, you've been stressing yourself about it. Go take the trip. You deserve it. You need to just go relax your mind and take care of yourself," because I was not taking care of myself. So I went to Miami. What happened to Unk Part A? So obviously I left the
All
note
right,
saying
let's
that I'll be
go.
back tomorrow.
Let's
All right, so
let's
tomorrow
start this
comes.
juicy.
What happened to Unk Part 9? I was honestly gonna just go to sleep because I'm very tired. But I really don't want to leave y'all hanging, and I just want to get the story over with. But back to me going to Miami. So I decided to go to Miami, and I'm trying to get last minute accommodations. Now, if you guys remember back when I got in contact with the Hilton and they gave Unk a stay, they also told me from the beginning, when you're ready for your relaxation stay, we're gonna go ahead and give it to you. So at this point, I was ready to use it, and I really needed it. So I ended up getting in contact with the Hilton. I told him, "Hey, I'm going to Miami by chance. I know this is a little last minute, but can we make some accommodations?" They went ahead and made accommodations for me. Shout out to them again because that was so amazing. I had a great experience in Miami. But when they made the accommodations for me, the guy told me, he said, "Hey, also, by the way, I know Unk's stay. We're going to cover it up till this day because we can't go over budget and whatnot," which is totally understandable. Like, they kept extending his stay because I keep asking, "Hey, like, we're having issues with the ID, blah, blah, blah. Like, we haven't been able to get any money. Can you guys just allow him to stay?" So they kept extending it, man. And they got to the point where they're like, "We can't even go over budget anymore. We just gonna have to transfer it to your information and your card, and maybe you could start taking care of it." But we tried our best. And I was just so grateful. I'm like, "You guys did more than enough." So as we're trying to coordinate my Miami stuff, he's like, "Also, I know his stay is gonna end in a week. I'm gonna put you in contact with somebody at the hotel so they can get your information and start charging your card," basically. Okay, cool, no problem. So ended up getting accommodations. I go to Miami. I'm doing my thing in Miami.
I want to be like Nai when I grow up. She's just the sweetest. So now the Hilton is running out of money. So imagine what Nai is going through, still taking care of Unk, and she's using her own money.
Miami.
I mean, she's using donations too, but no one knows how many donations she got, and if she had to cut. This is a long time to let this man stay. This is a long time.
Trying to relax, trying just to enjoy myself and explore it because honestly, the last time I've been in Miami, which is a year ago, I had a terrible experience, but my second time was better.
Oh, and I want to say thank you to everyone that's joining the chat. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good day.
I would say probably 3, 4 days into me being in Miami, I get invited on a yacht. One of my friends invited me on the yacht, and I had just gone there, and I'm like, "Wow, this is nice. Never been on a yacht in Miami. This is cool." So probably me being an hour on a yacht, I get a call from Uncle James. Uncle James calls me, and he's just like, "Hey, Sinai, it's Uncle James, just calling you about Alonzo, blah, blah, blah." And he just starts venting about Alonzo, and he's just like, "Honestly, this is what happened. I'm getting to the point where me and my wife don't even want to help him anymore." He's basically taking their kindness for weakness and they trying to help him as well. But, Alonzo just really doesn't want the help. So as the uncle's venting me and sharing me like other stuff he had going on with Alonzo, I started to relate to him. I'm like, "Wow, that's crazy you're saying this because I'm starting to feel the same way." So it ended up being like a heart to heart between me and the uncle, and I'm crying. He's just like, "I know, baby, like, you did your part. You really went above and beyond for him. Like, you know, and I'm so proud of you, but this is becoming too much for both of us. Then come to find out during that phone call, he let me know that Alonzo checked out of that hotel a week early. So I'm already in Miami and I found out that he checked out. Didn't say nothing to me.
How he's gonna check out? Why am I getting so mad at Alonzo? And I don't know who Uncle James is, but I guess she's gonna tell us. You're gonna check out the hotel. You're basically playing with this girl. You know, she's worried about him. She's worried about him. Oh, let's continue. This is crazy.
Me, the only way I was able to get in contact with him is if I pull up to the hotel or if I call the hotel directly and get transferred to him. So I'm like, where could he go? Well, having an Unk part 9, I was honestly gonna just go to sleep because I'm very tired. But I really don't want to leave y'all hanging and I just want to get the story over with. But back to me going to Miami. So I decided to go to Miami and I'm trying to get last minute accommodations. Now, if you guys remember back when I got in contact with the Hilton and they gave Unk a what happened to Unk Part 10. So I went through the rest of the Miami trip. After coming back to DC from Miami, I immediately shifted into a whole depression. Like this whole situation really took a big toll on my mental health because for one, I just found out he checked out of his hotel a week early. He doesn't have a phone. I don't really know anybody that can help me get in contact with him. So I'm stressed about it because I feel like I'm back at square one with him. And for two, it's been 3 months at this point, and I haven't been able to deliver any results to you guys. I was so hard on that because all I wanted was to help him and show you guys, hey, look, we did it. And I just shifted in a whole depression. I remember crying in my room in private. I mean, I would go MIA. My parents wouldn't even be able to get a hold of me at times, and I'm all the way in DC by myself. Like, everybody's concerned. They're like, what's going on with you? That thing took a toll because I'm trying to process everything and the timeline and everything. So I deactivated my TikTok. I know a lot of people started coming to my Instagram like, hey, what happened to your TikTok? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like going through it. And I just really didn't know what to do at this point. I felt helpless. I didn't know, like, how do I move forward from here? I also felt discouraged because I knew my time in DC was coming to an end and it just felt like I was just on a deadline to get him help. Like I only had a few weeks left there and I wasn't able to make no progress. Like I remember praying so hard about it, journaling about it, just trying to, get myself back together. But I even went out to go look for him in that same area like I know he's most likely in. And I haven't been able to run into him. Like haven't really heard from him. I would say from the time I came back from Miami, which was back in March up to now, he has probably called me 2 times during these past few months. And those 2 times he has called me, he would say, oh, I miss you, Neats. I love you, and blah, blah, blah. And then he was telling me that, he's staying at a church or whatnot. And I'm like, look, this is why I was trying to tell you to get your ID so you didn't have to go on the streets or have to go into church, but I can afford to like continue to pay for it. Like, this is why I told you to get your ID. He's like, I know. So I'm like, when you get your ID, then we'll be able to like do everything. So after that conversation I had with him, I haven't heard from him since. What happened on part 11? So I haven't heard from him since, and I just got to the point where I can't keep stressing myself out. So I literally made it my mission to just get my mental health right, go back to finishing school strong, and just work on everything that I literally put to the side for him. I'm the type of person when I'm committed to something, I'm committed to it, and I like to do one thing at a time. So I remember months ago, everybody was like, you should do a nonprofit. This is your calling. I wanted to do it, but I had to put it to the side because I was dealing with this situation. I was kind of falling off of school a little bit. It was a lot that I put to the side for him. So it got to the point where I just wanted to get back to it and just start pouring back into Sinai and taking care of myself and my business. So actually last month, I don't know if you guys remember when I went to Arizona, I shared you guys that little itinerary my godbrother made me, but I went to Arizona just to get away from DC a little bit, but also visit some family. And as I'm in Arizona exploring, I get a random phone call from a PO, but it's not the same original PO that I've been in contact with a few times. It's a new person and it's a lady. And she's like, hey, my name is da-da-da. I'm Alonzo's new PO. The case got transferred to me. And basically, I'm trying to locate him and contact people. I don't know how she got my contact information, but she just asked me, have I spoken to him or seen him? And I'm like, no, I haven't. It's been some time. So at this point, she's like, okay, well, thanks for letting me know. Keep doing what you're doing. And, she's just sharing that she's going through this whole protocol of trying to locate him because technically he's missing at this point. Nobody knows where he's at. So she's like, I'll update you and whatnot. But, my hopes is to be able to locate him, because if I'm not able to locate him, then we might have to escalate it and like issue a warrant or like whatever. And I'm just like, okay. So fast forward, I get back to DC from Arizona. And at this point, I'm just trying to explore a little bit more DC before I go. Throughout my time in DC, I didn't really get to enjoy it or explore as much because I was just so invested in trying to, help him, that as a result, I stopped working at my internship. I wasn't able to give it my all anymore behind this whole situation. Like the Unk thing literally turned into like my own internship. So I stopped working at my internship. I didn't get to really experience that, which was unfortunate. I didn't really get to experience the city as a result. So I was just trying to make a best of like basically my last 2 weeks here. So that's why I made that video saying like, hey guys, it's my last day here. I'm about to move back. Like I was just going through all of this in private, but I also wanted to share that, I'm not gonna be in DC anymore. So even before I left DC, I didn't even get to see him or say goodbye. Still today, have not heard from him. Also, I forgot.
Are you kidding me? Are you guys, y'all? I don't know, because I try to look at both sides. So I'm wondering if Unk was just shamed to talk tonight. I don't know if I want to just chuck it up to he was using Nai all the way, but we see he didn't accept the help. What do you guys think? Like she's spending months helping him, and he won't even give her a call back. But now he doesn't have a phone, but he didn't have a phone any other time. It's interesting.
I forgot to mention, I hopped on the phone with the Uncle James again right before I moved back. And he's just venting to me again about Alonzo, how he tried to meet up with Alonzo to help him go take him to go get the ID or whatnot. And he waited somewhere for Alonzo for like 4 hours. Alonzo never showed up. So he's just getting frustrated with it and just venting to me. And then the uncle starts spilling all the tea about what Alonzo was doing that I wasn't aware. So for example, when I got him those gift cards, Alonzo tried to go buy him some Nike shoes and his wife some Nike shoes when the purpose of that was for him to eat, which was nice. Like, I see you're trying to buy people other shoes. And then I think also the second gift card, the $150 gift card, it was stolen by whoever he was hanging with or bringing to his hotel room. It was stolen. It was like a lot of stuff like Alonzo was doing according to the uncle. I don't remember everything verbatim, but it was a lot. And then the uncle ended the call off with like, sweetie, well, my birthday's coming up on the 9th. Write my address down. Can you send me some money, some gift cards? And I'm like, who do you think I
What? Y'all, okay, hit the like button if you're in here. I have to say that because we're back. We're back, you guys. We're back. Our channel was taken down illegally. We're back. So we're back rebuilding. So make sure you like and subscribe. Check your subscriptions. Make sure you still subscribe. Make sure you didn't get mad at me and unsubscribe because you was mad at me for a little bit. Go back and resubscribe. Wow, not the uncle now talking about take my number down and sit my birthday. What? Oh my goodness.
am. Like, I still haven't even paid off the stuff from Alonzo. Never been reimbursed from it till this day. And you're asking me for money for your birthday. And technically, I really don't know who you are. So that really did rub me off the wrong way. And then also, right before I left, he called me again, and the uncle was just like, hey, sweetie, I checked my mail, never got my birthday gift, never got my money. And I'm like,
y'all, are y'all listening? Are y'all listening to this? Nai, I am so sorry. This is your experience. So wait a minute. Not only did the uncle say my birthday coming, make sure you send me some gift cards and money. Here's my address. He then went back. So I guess this is another uncle she met, like Alonzo. So this wasn't her real uncle. And so then he come back and say, yeah, my birthday passed. I still didn't get anything. What is going on? These people are just weird. Why would you do this to this young lady that you know is being used? And see, that's the thing. She had a good heart. And look, he's gonna sit over there and try to spill all the tea on what Alonzo was doing wrong. But now you can see that was pure jealousy because he was looking at what Nai was doing for Alonzo. how could you even put her in that situation? He gonna say he now Chavis. This wasn't even Alonzo. This was Alonzo friend who was supposed to be another uncle. He called himself protecting Nye by spilling the beans on what Alonzo was doing, and then he slid in there with my birthday coming up. Make sure you send me something. Uncle James, the bank is closed. See? Oh my goodness. This is horrible. I'm sorry. This is her experience. I really am.
Well, hey, Unc, like I told you, I'm in college. I don't have a lot of money. I just, I didn't
And he looking like, no, you got some money. I saw that GoFundMe. That's how he's probably looking. Isn't that sad? This is very sad.
promise anything. And he was just like, well, there's that. And I just wanted to call you about Alonzo. Like every time the uncle would just call me, venting about Alonzo. And yeah. What happened, Unc, part 11? So I haven't heard. And before I go to bed, now that you guys know and everything's out on the table and everything makes totally sense to you guys, I'm curious to know if you were me, a 21-year-old that has never experienced anything like this, how would you have handled it differently? And secondly, how would you handle it moving forward? I know I just felt like in order for me to graduate peacefully, in order for me just to do a lot of stuff peacefully, that I had to obviously tell the story. But how would you have handled it for one before, and how would
I think she handled it the right way. I feel bad she's second guessing it. I just, I, I feel bad that she's second guessing it. Because this is her heart. You know, she wanted to do the right thing. You did the right thing, Nye. You followed your heart. I'm glad that it was. I hope it didn't put her in too much of a financial situation. I hope that she was able to cut it off. I would love to know what her parents were thinking. You know, while their babies out there, um, what what was going on. You know what I mean? What was going on in the situation? Um, Thank you guys. Oh, thank you, Starboy Glows. Thank you for the $20. That 19.99. I'm not ungrateful, but you know it give me it makes my stomach flip. It makes my stomach flip. We do a 19.98 or 20, right? Thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much. I've been seeing people saying they don't see my Cash App. I appreciate you guys. If you don't, you know my Cash App is under my email, Burgundy Blue Commentary at Gmail. You can always just Cash App me that way as well. I appreciate you so much. I put the link in the comments, so hopefully the link is working. Um we're back. We're rebuilding, you guys. We're rebuilding from start. It's like we're grassroots. It's almost like I'm starting this channel over from the beginning. So I appreciate y'all still sticking with me. We're going to keep this positive space and we're rebuilding, and I'll share my journey with you. You guys know I got a lot going on. So thank you. And thank you, Starboy Glows. I appreciate it. And thank you. I saw Chavis say he was trying to. So thank you so much. So let's go back. So now you did the right thing. You did the right thing.
how would you handle it after telling the story? Like, what if he does come back and ask for help? Would you still help him? How would you handle the GoFundMe situation? Like, should I sue? Like, it's a lot of, you guys do get pretty much good advice, and you've been with me throughout this whole journey. So I'm just curious to know how I should handle all of this, or, navigate my way through life after this. What's your advice to me as a young college student that pretty much had to spend her last semester of college doing this, and now she just wants to get back to being her own person? And before I go to bed, now that you
I don't know. Should she sue GoFundMe? Because GoFundMe could have either just refunded the money to the people that wanted refunds, and Nye would have not had to use her own finances and stress about it. And then if Alonzo calls you again, Nye, I hate to say it, no, no. Sometimes we have to put our boundaries out there because we'll destroy ourselves because we didn't set the proper boundaries to protect ourselves. Boundaries are important. And you did, it was nothing more she could have did for Alonzo. And Uncle James, Shame on you, Uncle James. Shame on you, trying to come back and take advantage of this young lady. Sad. Oh, okay. So our prayers are with Nai. We've been long-winded over here, you guys. I know we're not talking about Dolton, but I have a passion about community and things of that nature. So I was really, really following this story and seeing like how she was really trying to help this one person, and helping one person can make a difference, right? So y'all, we've been long-winded, but if you're still with me, let's go on to Magic of Rahat for a little bit.
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Mistake.
we're finna be long-winded. Okay, so that was Sanai. Thank you for what you did, Nai. You tried. All right, so Magic of Rahat. I'm gonna give you a little background. He used to do these disappearing acts and walk around LA doing this cool stuff. He was popular back in the day on YouTube, and he still is. But he was one of those first people that got the 1 million subscribers and was doing all these magic disappearing situations on YouTube. And one of the tricks he used to do was give out a winning lottery ticket. He knew already it was a winner, and the person would scratch it off, and Magic of Rahat would give the money out his pocket. You know what I mean? So he was just a really cool dude that would walk around doing stuff from what I see. Don't know him or Nai personally, but I want to share his video. Ted said he used to do these drive-through pranks. They were fun. Okay, this is interesting. So the Magic of Rahat, I heard of this story a while back, and you guys can reference that. I started following him. Again, someone doing good service and doing things for, people that need help. Sometimes it's just one person. It's just one person. You can make a difference in one person's life. You didn't really change everything, right? So he met this guy named Eric, and Eric was homeless, and Magic of Rahat put him on his channel. He did one of those lottery wins where you scratch it off, and then I think it was like he gave him $5,000 or $1,000 or something. And the cool thing about Eric, he just didn't take the money and run. He was basically like, his heart was different. He was like, you know what? I want to give this to somebody else. I want to help somebody else with this money, or I want to split the money with you. And it was really interesting that, and so Magic of Rahat fans were like, let's start a GoFundMe. Let's help Eric. He has a good heart. All right, y'all, let's watch a little bit of it and go from there. Sure. And thanks for being here, y'all. It's just a easy day. Easy day. Oh, we're gonna have to update our. I didn't update my premium for YouTube, so I'm just letting you guys know I didn't update it. We're starting from scratch, you guys, so we're going to start all the way over, and we'll be investing in the channel as we go. Okay, so we're starting from scratch. We're starting from zero again. So here we are. All right, let's go to the homeless man gets a home.
So back in March, I released a video titled Homeless Lottery Winner, where I made a homeless man named Eric think that he won the lottery. The video went viral and gained national exposures from news shows, websites, and hit the front page of both YouTube and Reddit. People were touched by Eric's selfless act of wanting to share the money and kept sending me emails and messages asking how they can directly donate to him.
So that's what made Eric special, sort of like Unk. Unk was special because he was still like grateful, humble. Unk head got a little big later, but yeah, look how kind Eric was. Like, look, because this was really Magic of Rahat's money he was giving him. So just so you know, if you haven't followed him, follow Magic of Rahat on YouTube. Really good stuff.
we set up a fund where people could donate online to Eric. In 17 days, the internet raised $44,000 for Eric. I want to take this time to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart who has contributed to the fundraiser. Again, thank you. I'm grateful for your help and generosity. So this is how we're going to break down the fundraiser money. $11,000 will go towards rent for 1 year in a house I found for him. $3,700 will go towards furniture and appliances. $2,900 will go towards utilities, water, cable, internet, and insurance. $5,000 will go towards house supplies, clothes, and food. And the rest of the money will go into a joint bank account that Eric can access and I can monitor. I want to make it clear.
Now, y'all, look how happy he was. Y'all, this ain't funny. We're gonna play. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at the situation. Like, y'all, are you serious? Like, he raised this money to help him, and he sorted it out, and he wanted people to know what was going on. We're gonna see how once Magic of Rahat. Now, I want to be clear. Magic of Rahat, he already was successful on YouTube and other streaming platforms. He had his own income. He also had real estate. He was good. So he didn't have to, from our eyes, steal from this fund. So he already had money going on. But we're going to see how he went from being a cheerful giver. Remember, we saw Nai the same way. That's what it's like. How can y'all mess this up? He went from being a cheerful giver all of a sudden to like, y'all, man, F this, man. F this. Y'all could take him, the money, and everything else. All right, let's go to it.
That none of this fundraiser money will be used by me. This is strictly Eric's money. So now I'm going to surprise Eric with the house and give him a tour. Hope you guys enjoy it. So this is Eric's new house. It's pretty empty in here. We're in the living room right now. We're gonna go out, get new furniture, get new appliances, get whatever a house needs, and we're gonna fill it up. So can't wait. Excited.
Okay, so this young man was homeless, right? He got the house. Now let me tell you from the controversy people started to say. So Magic of Rahat is doing a good thing, right? He got a house. It's nice, clean, paid the rent for a year, getting Eric on his feet. Actually, he even tried to get Eric a job too. He was getting everything in place for Eric, like everything, so Eric could survive on his own eventually, right? So he's showing this. People started doxing him. Oh, this house is owned by Rahat's friend who Rahat had a relationship with in 1990. It was just crazy. People started doxing the house he found and everything. And my thing was, even if he paid the rent, y'all let me know. Even if he paid the rent, like if I knew J-Rock, I'm like, hey, J-Rock, what's up, J-Rock? I know Harem and J-Rock got a property together, right? And I say, hey, can I rent your property for a year? Why was that a problem? They were making everything. He was questioned about everything, all because he decided to take this project on. And people started looking into it. Like, now, Eric, you better watch your money. You better watch. He had no money. As long as the money is going to Eric, no matter how it's being done, I did not see a problem with it. As long as Eric is getting food, living space, spending money, and on track of means to make income for himself, did it matter that he went to, they were like, oh, Magic of Rahat, he got that couch from his friend business who owned the business. They were doxing his entire life. And then people started hating and making videos. It was crazy. It was like he was trying to help.
Let's do this.
So we see him getting all, look, he did everything. Forks, spoons, microwave, washer, dryer, bed. He got it all in there. He got it all in there. He had this, and like Ted said, Rahat is one of the YouTubers whose pranks were actually funny and worth watching. I think so too. You don't look. A dresser with a mirror? Rahat. I need one of those. Good Lord. My dresser don't have the mirror attached on top. This is nice. Like, look at what he did. He did it all, you guys. Nice couch setup. And he did it with the GoFundMe money. And he tried to be visual to let people know. People was mad because Eric didn't have a stainless steel. He had a white refrigerator. They was mad about that. Everything he did, they were mad at. I'm just joking. They were mad at everything he did. So he's surprising Eric with the home. So he had Eric in the hotel, and now he's bringing Eric out to go see his new home. He doesn't have to live in a hotel anymore. He doesn't have to live on the street anymore. He is goody. It was so interesting to see how they flipped on Rahat. So let's go on over to Magic of Rahat. Let me show y'all what happened afterwards. So y'all saw he was a cheerful giver. He was a cheerful giver right there. Now let's go to, and it's a lot of videos on here you guys can actually watch. It kind of, Magic of Rahat has 7 million subscribers, you guys. And he was successful all before Eric too. But this Eric thing sent him into a spiraling depression. He did not go into YouTube no more. It was really crazy. Eric started opening his own YouTube and saying that Rahat was stealing from him. It got messy. It got really messy. Oh, it was bad. It was really bad. All right, let's watch a little more. Hit the like button and let me know if you ever used to watch Magic of Rahat. Like, his whole life changed. Oh, sorry, y'all. Hold on. Start over.
The way I did, and explain the controversy surrounding me with me and Eric from the homeless lottery winner video and the homeless man gets a home video. And I know there is going to be a lot of you that don't know what is going on, and you're probably in the dark, and you're watching this thinking this is a very different video from all my other videos. And if you want to kind of get a brief summary of what's going on, there is a link down below that will show you a documentary that J-Law made that summarizes everything. And if you don't want to watch that, that's great. I will tell you very briefly what is going on. About 2 years back, Eric made a video claiming that I did not give him any of the fundraiser money, and that I took away the home that he was living in. And it wasn't just one video. He made several different videos after that. I want to go ahead.
Y'all, Eric got on YouTube, got monetized. Y'all, he was making video after video. I remember that time. Everybody that just entered, hit the like button. I appreciate you so much. As you're coming in and out, don't forget to hit the like. Eric started making income on YouTube, and his subject matter ended up being Rahat. It's so funny because now I can relate to how things are going here in Dolton to what's going on to this, and it's just like, wow. Now I can see how the tables turn, when you're just trying to do something.
And tell you guys my side of the story, clear any confusion, and address any rumors. And again, the purpose of this video is to get the truth out and also to get closure for me. So if you would allow me to take a a little bit of time out of your day, I would like to explain what the last 6 years with Eric has been like. I'm going to fast forward to the moment where we were setting up the fundraiser for Eric. After the homeless lottery winner video, I had a lot of people reach out and ask me how they can help Eric. And at the time, I didn't really know what people can do to help him out. And then we were thinking, what if we set up a fundraiser for Eric? And, I've never done anything like this before. And I thought, yeah, let's do that. Let's set up a fundraiser and see how much money we can get for him. And we will take that money and present it to him. When we first started the fundraiser, we had the goal of reaching $2,000. I believe it was $2,000. I remember we shot past that $2,000 goal, and we ended up raising it to, I think it was about $4,000. And again, we shot right past that. The money eventually got close to a little over 40,000. And I didn't know really what to do. And then me and my friend, we were talking about, well, what if we, what is one thing he's missing? And that was a home. And we kind of thought of a crazy idea. Well, what if we took this fundraiser money and actually get him a house? And that's what we ended up doing. So we started planning together how we would able to pull that off. And again, I've never done anything like this at all.
I'm gonna mute it while he's talking because it'll take us forever to get through this video because it's 45 minutes. You guys, he has never done anything like this, so he decided to do something like this, and y'all, it took a toll on him. When he felt a depression, he didn't do his YouTube anymore. He didn't do anything, and it's just so interesting to see that he didn't think the fundraiser would go past $2,000, and I think they got to 40,000. Nai, she got to $400,000. It's really interesting.
Rent out for a year, and I explained that we would give him the money up front for that entire year, which was I think a little over 7,000. And once we had that piece of the puzzle solved, then we were trying to plan out, okay, how can we fill the house up with like clothes, furniture, household appliances, household items. And again, we were trying to put this very rough plan together. Now, the pie chart that you see in the homeless man gets a home video, a lot of people have brought up that pie chart. What you see in that pie chart are very rough numbers. This was before we started spending money on getting him the house and all the necessities. So we ended up
Reality Check TV Chicago, thanks for being here. Dawn Vision, everybody in here, thanks for being here. So you guys, that pie chart that's where he thought he would put the money. It was a rough draft. They ate him up for filth for this pie chart that he had out there. Like, it was money, and you could see him visually trying. He was giving us every step of the way of how he was trying to help Eric, right? And then people would be like, well, you're not doing this enough, you can afford to get him this. It was just really, really bad on him. So he started to get overwhelmed. So let's keep on going.
Eric was hired. And he explained that Eric actually came to orientation.
Oh, wait. So let me go back. So Magic of Rahat did not just get Eric a place to live, he also got him a job. So he would be able to make his own money, because even though it's 40 something thousand raised, that's not a lot of money to sustain forever, right? That's not a lot of money. And they had to start from zero. So he needed a job.
To get this house, you need to get a job. This doesn't just come for free. That was our deal. And he actually ended up getting a job at 7-Eleven. Now, before we surprised him with the house, before that, I had a friend, one of my really good friends, approach me. And he explained that he actually knew the manager at 7-Eleven, where Eric was hired. And he explained that Eric actually came to orientation, seemed like he was intoxicated. He explained that the manager smelled alcohol on his breath. And when my friend was telling me this, I thought, no, there's no way. That's nonsense. You know, I was just denying him the whole entire time. Like, no, Eric wouldn't do that. I've seen his kindness. There is no way that he's going to show up on orientation day in that state. And so I brushed it off. I didn't take too much thought into what my friend told me. And so the day came where we moved all of Eric's stuff from his motel he was staying at to the house that we got him. And that night he had his very first day at work. And I thought, you know, it's his very first day at work. I thought about surprising him, going up to his work, surprising him, telling him, you know, how proud I was that he.
Y'all, I want to bring something out because I gotta get up out of here, because y'all, you know, Gypsy Rose pregnant now. I gotta finish my video. Gypsy Rose is pregnant, y'all. I gotta go over there. But this was a problem I saw. If you watch Soft White Underbelly or came across any of their videos, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat. Soft White Underbelly. He's the one that does the videos about like maybe people with you know, a shocking background, a lifestyle on YouTube. Y'all ever heard of Soft White Underbelly? But sometimes he goes down to Skid Row in LA and he films people get their what did I see, Andrea? You're not into it. Oh, Andrea, I didn't. Sorry, y'all. I got so excited. I got someone in here that's been following Gypsy Rose. We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Yeah, you did not interrupt me because I've been covering this earlier today, and my good friend been keeping me in the loop with it. Yes, Gypsy Rose. We got to get back to that. Thank you for telling me that. But yeah, you remember Soft White Underbelly? So it was this girl he had. So I'm bringing this back to Magic of Rahat. Sorry to interrupt y'all, but that was news for this channel, Gypsy Rose. So Magic of Rahat, he was like, I'm gonna surprise them. That's sort of what Mark from Soft White Underbelly did. He said that he got this girl. Her name was Exotic. He got her, and he got her an apartment. So he said all of a sudden he was driving in LA and he had to go to the bathroom. And he said, well, hey, let me stop over here and use the bathroom. Y'all, once you give people privacy, and I know that's apples and you give them, they don't owe you. I don't want you popping up at my job. I don't want you popping up at my apartment. without calling me first. I think that should be the same respect. I understand, but just because Rahat's friend told him about him showing up to orientation and showing up drunk, he was coming to see what was going on with his investment. I understand, but I think the same courtesy should be granted no matter if you're helping someone or not. Let me know what y'all agree with. Because I feel like at least call me or let me know you're coming up here. Because it still is my private area. You know what I mean? BJ investigates him, and I haven't watched Soft White Underbelly Suit. Yeah, I had a problem with. I was watching him, but I had a problem with how he put the teen situation. It almost seems weird to me how we know where he's going, and regarding Soft White Underbelly, and it's almost like advertisement, if you will, when he. And this is my personal opinion, when he puts the exotic worker on his channel and also tell us where we can find them on the corner of Fig and whatever. I don't like that. I don't like that, especially when he does it to the teens. So I stopped watching as well, Andrea. What's up, Regina? So yeah, Magic of Rahat, that's the only thing. I feel like he was pulling up not to be of he's like, oh, I was just pulling up to check out. No, you heard he was drinking. You heard he showed up to orientation drunk. So you were checking up on him. I understand. But I do have it could have been a phone call. That's all I'm saying. Depends on how y'all will handle it.
He was working and that he's turning his life around. I go to the 7-Eleven that night. And I go inside, and I notice there's just only 2 employees working behind the counter. And you can tell that the employees were not happy. They seemed like they were scrambling. And I asked one of the employees, where's Eric? And he explained that he never showed up to work. And at that moment, I was very confused. I jumped back in the car, and I immediately drive to Eric's house. That was a very tough car ride because a lot of things were going on in my head. From what my friend was telling me, that was starting to run through my head, thinking, well, maybe there is some truth behind what he was telling me. I get to Eric's house, and I noticed that all the lights were on.
This was a while ago, but I hear this story a lot when people help someone. It's more of the like, so now you gave Eric a house. So I know Eric is your responsibility to a sense. Well, the people, and then on top of that, you helped him get a job. So he's your responsibility. But it's a lot of driving around without checking up. Nai would at least try to call Unk phone would be messed up and she would leave a note. But it's a lot of driving around, and even though you help someone, not giving them their same respect of privacy, I think is my concern when I hear these. And I've heard this on more than one occasion. Someone say, oh, I decided to drive over there. I know you don't want to give them the heads up, I guess. So I don't know how I feel about that. Just covering that part, guys.
And I thought, that can't be right. Something feels a little off here. So the next morning, I call up Eric and I ask him, why didn't you go to work last night? And he told me that he was tired and he didn't feel like going to work. And I told him that, well, that was your very first day on the job and you no-showed. You can't do that. That's not a good excuse. After that, he lost a job. So he started getting settled into the house, and the fundraiser was still active. And that money, when I set up the fundraiser, that money was actually going into my own personal bank account. And I ended up transferring that into another account so I can.
That was probably what happened. The money was going to his own bank account. So he tried to separate it. That could be, that's when you're doing stuff like this, because now he got to pay taxes on the money. That's why I always feel it's weird when people have other people go like if they're doing a fundraiser and they have all these other people names attached to the fundraiser, or if they're like, oh, Zelle me over here, but it's not going to them, it's going to Lucy Bobo over here. Lucy got to pay that on her taxes. If she try to get a house, all those Zelle transactions and all those Venmo transactions, it looked like money coming to you. So you can't explain to the underwriter, oh, I was doing a fundraiser for somebody else and I never got that income. Like, it's a lot of trouble that could go into that. That's why you're supposed to have all your stuff a little separate. Like, it doesn't, a lot separate. A lot separate. You're not supposed to just make people take all these donations and income. Just like Magic of Rahat, it went here. He's taking this donations. It's going into his bank account. So now he got to make a decision, because now how much will the IRS take? 20%, 30%? It's interesting.
And just kind of keep track of things easily. And the idea was eventually I was going to open up a joint bank account with him, so he was able to see the money and see where all that money is going, and I would still be able to help him manage that money. I wanted to create a level of transparency with him. He was starting to ask me for a lot of money in a very short amount of time. And I was starting to wonder where all this money is going. And I sat down with him and I asked him, like, hey,
this is so weird, because listening to me, and we're going to speed this up, it would seem like I'm on Eric's side, right? Now that I'm listening to what he's saying. But this happens a lot when I watch people with fundraisers, like sort of like Nai with her sweet self. She was like, I gave you $200 worth of gift cards, or $180. How you spend that money that fast? Well, I think that people have it in their head that these people had nothing at first. I think that sometimes, I always say, they probably go back to that, trying to help other people, or even in Unk case, allegedly, I'm not saying it's true, he probably sold the gift card for something else. You know what I mean? We don't know. So now Magic of Rahat is asking Eric, well, what you need this amount of money for? And it has to be humbling to have to see that someone is in control of all your finances. But then at the same time, you didn't have any finances from the get-go. So maybe just be honest about it and say, can you write me a check every week? Like, I think Magic of Rahat could have just, I'm sending you a check every week, $500 out of your funds. If you need something more, put it in writing. I don't know, because he wants Eric to have success and longevity from this deed that he's doing, right? So I just wanted to share that with you. Hello, everybody. I appreciate everybody in here. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. And we're starting from scratch over here. If you feel so inclined, you could go ahead and support your girl. All the ways to support me is in the description box and pinned in the comments. I appreciate y'all. We starting everything from scratch over here on Burgundy Blue Commentary, because our channel was taken down. So we're going to start from scratch and keep talking about these stories we've been talking about. And then also we'll go back to what's been you guys' questions about what's going on with me as well. But I wanted to make sure that I get back to the basis of my channel and what it was about. Okay, so make sure you are subscribed and tell a friend. I love you guys.
What are you doing with all this money? And then he started getting upset that I would even ask him. And then I started catching him in these small lies. And I would confront him. And again, he would just blow up, get angry at me. aggressive. And he was also asking for a lot of money to help out his friends. And I thought, great, that's a kind thing to do. I get it. But then I started meeting some of these friends, and I can tell that something was off. They didn't seem like friends at all. They seemed like they were just kind of using Eric for the fundraiser money. And I explained to Eric, like, hey, you know, it's great. It's a very kind thing what you're doing, but also keep in mind, this money is not going to last forever. He didn't really care about that at all. And then he started asking, he asked me one day if he can get money for a limousine. And I thought that was a little strange. But then it kind of made sense to me because...
Wait a minute, not a limousine. We got to hear this. What did he need money for a limousine for? Why not an Uber or something? He needed a limo?
When we were filming the homeless lottery winner video, we had various news media come and interview us. And one of them actually flew down to where I live, and they wanted to interview Eric. Now, they actually ended up calling a limousine for Eric, and they actually picked up Eric from his motel with the limousine to my house for the interview. And again, fast forward to him asking for a limousine ride. I thought, okay, maybe he liked that experience back then. And I thought, okay, no problem. I'll get you the limousine. You can have fun. Then he asked me for money again for another limousine ride like the next week. And I told him, like, okay, I can give you this money, but again, this money...
No to the limousine, Eric. No. We got other stuff to deal with. No to the limousine, Eric. And Gardis, doesn't this story sound... Everything we're referencing, this sounds so familiar. It's so weird to look at these older videos. Let's see what Magic of Rahat decides.
You're using this money for luxury. You're not using it as a tool. That didn't matter. He really wanted that limousine ride. Then came the third video. The third video was the video where he helped another homeless man. His name was Andrew. And the idea was he was going to give, Eric was going to give Andrew $1,000 and get him a hotel room for him to live in for about, I believe it was like 2 weeks. And, you know, him and Andrew kind of striked up kind of a small friendship. And then Eric asked me again for another limousine ride. This time he said that, you know, it was going to be him, you know, his friends, Eric's friends, and he wanted to actually bring Andrew along with his friends on this joyride. And I thought, okay, fine, whatever. That night, Andrew actually ended up texting me, explaining, like, hey, I just want to let you know that Eric has been kind of talking behind your back, really disrespecting you.
Aha. We back to that again, you guys. Remember in Nai's story, what happened? Here come Uncle James. Uncle James. Yeah, I just want to tell you, niece, that Unk is disrespecting you, doing this with your money. And look at now we're on Magic of Rahat, and here we go again. Oh, I just want to be friendly. Here go Andrew. I want to be friendly and tell you what Eric is doing. It's always the friend. It's always the friend coming back. Keep that in mind. These stories are worlds apart, years apart, but keep that in mind. Just like some of you guys, I love when you comment or send a message or just words of encouragement. However, you're messaging me to tell me about somebody else. I know you're doing the same thing to them, but bone carriers carry bones, right? More than likely. So if it's not like a personal friend thing, I already know anything I say can and will be used against me. And look at what's going on here with Magic of Rahat, and here go Andrew, and we saw it also with Nai and Uncle James. They're always coming back to tell you something for the greater good, right? It's always them coming back. Hey, Hiram, welcome back.
I was a little.
But Andrew really want the money. That's why he's called himself trying to tell Rahat something. Now, mind you, Rahat's not giving money to Eric to give to Andrew. Eric is taking the $1,000 and the limo ride out of his funds, which is irresponsible, but he called himself trying to help back. Then, okay, let's be clear. Now we have to be honest when we're talking about this situation. Magic of Rahat filmed it and put it on his channel, which he generated income from the homeless man giveaway as well. So it was the circle of life, if you will. Okay, so Eric took it out of his money. However, it was filmed and placed on Rahat channel at one point in time. And so Rahat was able to make money off of that. Then Eric started his YouTube channel because he felt some kind of way. It's the gift that keep on giving. Pocket watching. Let's go.
Hurt. I thought maybe I did something wrong. I noticed that afterwards that Eric's behavior started changing. The Eric that I met at first, that Eric was non-existent. I didn't know where he went. There was this new Eric in front of me, and I didn't know who I was talking to at this point. I would get a phone call from Eric every single morning, almost 8 o'clock on the dot, asking me for money. And he would get pretty aggressive with me over the phone, even in person, yelling at me, cursing me out. And I didn't want to deal with that. And I said, okay, whatever. I'm just going to give you the money. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. And whenever I gave him the money, it's just a flip of the switch. He's just back to being happy. And I'm the best person ever for helping him out. And he loves me and all this stuff. And the next day when he would ask for money and I would deny him, it's just right back to him just disrespecting me, cursing me out. And then it came to a point where he started bringing up issues with the house. He was talking about something with the natural gas. There was a water problem. There were very small problems, but he was making a very big ordeal about it. We ended up
I sort of think I appreciate what Rahat did, but I sort of think some of it is you should be grateful for what you got because you didn't have it before kind of personality coming about. You know what I mean? You ain't have nothing before, and look at where I put you now. That's what I think it was a little bit. And Eric was trying to be childish and irresponsible as well. So it was like they're gonna clash. They're gonna clash.
We ended up looking at those issues. I remember one of them was the water problem. He was making a big deal about the water pressure. He said that it wasn't a hard enough water pressure for him, which I thought was very odd. I turned it on and the water pressure was fine. So after that, he didn't want to live in that house anymore. He told me that
What? What? He didn't want, what is going on? He didn't want to live in the house anymore?
he wanted to move back to the motel that he came from. And I said, fine. If you don't want the house, if that makes you happy, that's fine. All he was asking about was the fundraiser money.
Okay, so we're going to take some of the fun, but the house already been paid up for a year. So you're going to waste that money? It's a lot of sides to this story, guys. All you gotta do is put in Magic of Rahat and Eric. Eric's YouTube has been since shut down, but it is some videos referencing that, and I just want to.
So I ended up writing him a pretty big check for about I think a little over 22,000, and you see that on my Twitter. I write him the check. We move.
He had to write him a check for the rest of the fundraiser money, but it got kind of messy because people were talking about the fundraiser money and yeah, I hate this, but it's true. Sometimes that could be true. Like sometimes mental health or substance abuse, but not all the time. Sometimes just one bad decision make you homeless. But yeah, I a lot of people ask that question. Like you could have just been down on your luck. But it seems like it was bigger issues in these cases, possibly. You know what I mean? So yeah, poor decisions as well. And sometimes now you feel like you could do better. Like how dare you control my money? I feel like I could do better at financing it for myself. But man, they ate Rahat up for this because he gave 22,000. People was going back to that pie chart. And then he was like, well, I got to take out from taxes. And there you have it because the money went into his personal account.
All of his stuff from the house back to the motel. He took a couple of things that we bought for him for the house with him. And after I wrote the check, I did not hear from him for, I want to say, about a couple months. And during this time, he started sending me like inappropriate text messages, him and his friends. And I just ignored it. I didn't want to deal with that. And then came the one night where he calls me. I was just leaving dinner with one of my friends, and he calls me. And you can just tell he's just he's drunk. He's questioning me about the fundraiser money. He just kept asking me like, "Where's the money? You know, I want the money." He wanted the money from the 1 year rent that we paid. He wanted that money back, and I explained that you can't get that money back.
He was right. They don't work like that. You can't get the money that I paid out for the rent back.
You signed a contract saying that you were going to live in this house and you were going to pay this money up front. You signed that. He didn't care. He wanted that money. He tried to talk to the landlord about that. They denied him. And when I told him that, he started threatening me. He started threatening me, saying that if I didn't give him the money, that he was going to make sure that he got the money. I hung up the phone right there. I was not comfortable at all. I felt like my life was being threatened because I didn't know who I was dealing with at this point. I hung up, blocked his number, and I didn't want to do anything with him. I ended up shutting the fundraiser down, writing one last check, and that's it. I didn't want anything to do with Eric. About a month after the phone call, he left me a voicemail explaining, and this was from a different phone number that I did not recognize. He left me a voicemail explaining that fundraiser money, the check those 2 checks that I wrote him, all that money is gone. And during this time, I started noticing something. Right before this voicemail, I noticed that a couple people around town were telling me, "Oh, hey, I saw Eric the other day jumping in a limo." And again, I haven't talked to Eric in months. And
Eric went and blew the money on a limo. Tell me it ain't so, y'all. Ugh.
This wasn't just one time. I had several different people around town explain the same thing. "Oh, I just saw Eric just looking great, dressed up nicely, jumping in this limo." And I thought, is he spending money on limousine rides? Fast forward to after the voicemail. He started talking to some people about going to the paper or the news and telling them the story about how I never gave him the fundraiser money. And from these individuals, they would explain, like, he's really out there to get you. He was really dead set on ruining me and my life, my career, because he was convinced that I somehow kept that fundraiser money. It started to feel like he was blackmailing me. I was afraid. I was afraid because I had no idea what he was capable of. So this was all going on around 2015 to 2016. And there was a while where I didn't really hear from him at all. Then came February of 2017. I was just driving around town, and I actually got a phone call, just an unknown number, and I pick up, and I didn't really recognize the voice on the other line, and he said, "Hey, do you know who this is?" And then I was like, "No, who is this?" He was like, "You don't know who this is?" And then I was like, "Is this Eric?" And he said, "Yeah." And I asked him, like, "Well, how are you doing?"
You know
He
what?
said, "I'm not doing that great."
A Tubi movie. A Tubi movie. You know what I was thinking when I was listening to that? I was like, what if, he don't know much about Eric. What if they felt like they didn't have that much time left, so they might as well blow through the money? I'm just wondering. I always be trying to look at both sides. But yeah, what if he was blowing through the money because he felt like, I don't know how long I got left, or, the same with Unk with his prostate cancer.
On that phone call, he apologized to me. He told me that he is sorry for the way that he treated me. He told me that I was right, saying that his so-called friends were. He told me that they were using him for his money, and now they just don't even talk to him anymore. And I told Eric, hey, listen, man, I get it, you made a mistake. We tried to help you and everything, and we gotta take this away as a learning lesson, and move forward.
How much you want to bet that he's about to ask for some money? He's about to ask for some money after the apology.
Forward here, but I saw a different side of Eric. He was generous. He was apologizing for everything he's done. Then he started asking me for money right after that. Still we were talking, and at the end he was asking if I could help him out, and I respectfully told him that I can't do anything at all.
I know he did. I know he did. I know he did. You calling me again? Sorry. Now, what if the house still was? See, if he would have let him back in the house, he would have ended up being a squatter too. So I don't know. I was about to say I might have let him back in the house since the rent was paid for the year, if it still was available.
Again, this is 2017. Everything happened back in 2014. It's done. I got to move on here. Fast forward to the summer of 2017. One of my worst fears comes true. I get a message from one of my very close childhood friends. And he explained that, hey, one of my friends has a video up with Eric explaining that I did not give him any of that fundraiser money. And at that time, that video was starting to gain traction. And my friend was able to connect me to the...
Y'all, the video was unhinged. Girl, I'm gonna say girl. Y'all, the video was unhinged. Eric was basically calling him out for a scammer. You have to remember, at this time, Magic of Rahat had millions of subscribers. People was just hating anyway. Man, that video was deep. So Rahat was like, wait a minute, now Eric got a YouTube backing? Somebody showing him the game on YouTube? Oh, no.
The person that produced that video. And I ended up talking to the kid, explaining like, hey, you might want to you might want to listen to my side of the story before you put anything out. And again, the video is already out. I explained like, hey, don't believe Eric. What you're hearing is not true. I have everything to prove that I gave him all the fundraiser money. He listened to me. and he respectfully took that video down. I also want to mention that because there are a lot of different numbers out there, how much that fundraiser had, and
Y'all, this part I sort of remember because somebody else covered it. This is why I get tricky when people have to use other people's uh cash apps, Zelles, Venmos, or even when you take your money for a charity and put it in your personal account. That's why it's supposed to be 501c3 or separate or whatever you want to do, or put it in a trust. He should have never he commingled the commingling of funds from something so innocent. He was doing something so innocent, he didn't think it would turn into this.
I'm just going to set it straight. The amount was $66,814, and that could be provided here on this 1099K form. Now, keep in mind, this money was under my name, and that money doesn't just simply come for free. You're going to have to pay taxes on that money. So I ended up taking about 30% of that money to set aside for taxes. And
I'm waiting for y'all comments. Y'all, what do y'all think? Y'all, why is this everything? Wow, what we learned. So he received the money. He took 30% of that money and budgeted. He said take, but then he put in the comments he budgeted it for tax purposes, right? Because he knew the IRS was going to come calling. My question is, I don't know about that part of tax life. Could this have been written off for Rahat? Could he have written this off? Y'all, anybody know in the comments? Can you let me know? Could he have written this off? Or would he have to pay on that? It's still 1099. Was it any way around it? Just wondering. But that comes with putting stuff in other people's names and getting stuff like that. That'll backfire. Getting stuff in your personal account when it's how you going to separate that? It was a lot.
The real amount was, I want to say it was around 47,000, somewhere around there. And again, we were going off the idea of 30%. And at that time in 2014.
Thanks for that, Seth. Scott said unless he donated to a 501 and had a receipt, it was considered income. So this is very, very interesting. Thanks for letting me know.
I was in a much higher tax bracket. I ended up paying all the taxes on that money. I've collected all the receipts from this project, and if you go down in the link description below, you will see a link that will show all the receipts. During the end of 2017, another video pops up. This video was and the very first video from the other kid, I never saw it. I never seen it, so I didn't really.
Y'all, this other video popped up out of nowhere. People were making bank off of this for real. It's Magic of Rahat. It's Magic of Rahat. He's a popular YouTuber, and just to see this side from Eric, it was crazy. It was a time.
Talking to or interviewing Eric, and I didn't understand what was going on here. I saw the first couple minutes of the video, a little bit of the middle, and then a little bit towards the end, and I got the idea of what he was talking about. I was afraid of watching that whole entire video. My heart was pounding so hard that I thought it was going to just beat out of my chest. The video was live on this individual's YouTube channel. That channel is Red Boy TV Animals, ran by Roz. This individual
Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready about who started this channel, y'all. Before I hit play, put a guess in. Was it someone he knew or someone Eric? Eric, but put E for Eric, R for Rahat. Who you think started this whole channel? Someone E knew or someone R knew? Let's go, guys. Because this is crazy how people will, man, this is interesting. Let's go ahead and hit. Let's see. E, Scott says E, someone Eric knew. All right, let's go.
Filmed a series of videos with Eric. Roz is the cameraman of Eric. Roz never approached me, asked me for my side of the story.
Right.
This individual filmed a series of videos with Eric. Roz is the cameraman of Eric. Roz never approached me, asked me for my side of the story. Went ahead and filmed Eric's story, which basically defamed me and was very slanderous towards me. I ignored that video. It wasn't gaining that much traction at all, and I thought, okay, it's just kind of there, whatever. That didn't stop them. They just kept deleting that video, re-uploading it. Then it was the, I want to say spring of 2018. The video ended up, Eric's video ended up going viral. Reddit picked it up. I think a couple other sites picked it up. And I knew that.
So Eric, so this young man that was videoing Eric was the same man, and this is what I picked up on it, allegedly, as I was reading the story. He was at one point Rahat's cameraman. I don't know what happened to that when he was filming the videos about Eric. He was his cameraman as well. So now him and Rahat, I guess, I don't know if he was doing all the videos or just the Eric videos, but now this young man went over there to Eric and started off a whole YouTube channel off of what Rahat allegedly did to Eric. Isn't that something? That's very interesting.
That I'm done. That's it. You can't come away. You can't come out of this. There's no way you can come out of something like this. I started watching the video again. I'm done. That's it. You can't come away.
So this is what he's saying about himself. He was saying, I'm done. This is it. I'll never be able to recover from this because it went viral. And the version that went viral was that Rahat stole from Eric. So he was in a big depression.
Wait, you can't come out of this. There's no way you can come out of something like this. I started watching the video again, seeing what he was saying about me, and I noticed that Eric actually ended up making his own YouTube channel. And I started finding another video that he made.
what is it? What's that saying? The student becomes the teacher or something like that. It was so weird to see what was going on. But Eric did have YouTube, and he got a lot of followers. He got like I want to say over 100,000. Like I'm saying, 6-figure number. Like the first week he was live.
Made about me. When I watched the videos, I thought there's no way anyone's going to ever believe my side of the story at all. I felt like the damage was done. And this was a period in my life, my YouTube career, where I was burnt out. I was burnt out with making all these videos, and I was contracted to make 3 videos a month, and I was still working with all these brands, and that became a lot. And then I started realizing, like, this is not what this channel was supposed to be. I thought, what if I did come up here and reveal that I've been telling the truth the whole entire time? I have all the receipts that I can prove my innocence. Then that's going to make him, Eric, look bad. And I didn't want to make him look bad. And I get it. He's making me look bad.
This is so interesting. If you're not a YouTuber or a content creator, I think a lot of people struggle with that. Where you're trying to sort of just dead the situation. Like just stop. Like just if you stop, just dead the situation. Just stop. He was like, I don't want to make a video reflecting. I don't want to get in the mud with them, reflecting bad on Eric. It was my goal to help Eric. But now Eric is making videos on me, and I think he understood that this was big income for them as well. So while Eric didn't want to work at 7-Eleven, he was getting some YouTube money, right? So it's totally different.
But I kept remembering that very first video where he was trying to split $1,000 with me. He was willing to give $500 to me. Who does that? Going from that to this. It's a very hard pill to swallow. From time to time.
I think that goes back to how the scripture says something like for the love of money, but that's not correct. It's I wonder if Gardis is still in here. Any of my church people, what is the quote? It's for the love of money is the root to all evil. It's not the love of money. For the love of money, I believe. Let me go to Google University. Hold on. I had it right. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. Yeah, it's for the love of money. Oh, Reality Check is in here. Chabe is in here. Thank you, my Bible people. I love it. So do you guys bring, when you go to church, do you bring the real Bible, or are you like on a cell phone Bible? I just wonder, like, do you bring your Bible that's already marked? Because people be judging, like, if you got your cell phone versus the paper Bible, and I just think it's funny. Like, both is that. Thank you, Harem, Gardis, Reality Check. Everybody has it. Thank you. So we have some believers here, some people that could give us some scripture. Thank you. Thank you. For the love of money is the root of all evil. I think that's what happened to Eric. Eric probably was that person, like, no, man, it's a ticket. I'm going to split 500 with you. But then it got tainted with greed.
I'll log into Twitter, Instagram, and it's just nothing but hate comments and death threats. Then I started noticing he was just continuing to make videos about me. And he was just not going to stop. Even though he says that he forgives me and, he wants to be done with this. He didn't want to. He just wanted to keep dragging this on and on. Eventually, all of this started affecting me mentally. This started affecting me mentally, and it was starting to affect me in my everyday life and even my businesses as well. I
Preach, Rahat, preach.
couldn't even talk to people at all. I didn't even want to go outside at all. I didn't even want to do anything fun. My life was spiraling out of control, and I couldn't get a grip at all. I was feeling like I was changing into a different person. I was blowing up on people, yelling at people. I didn't care about anything. I started thinking dark thoughts. I thought about ways to just kind of end it all, and thought, what is the easiest way to just go? There were mornings where I just didn't want to wake up. There were just days where I just wish I wasn't alive at all.
This is so crazy because Rahat was successful. 7 million people on subscribe to his channel. He doesn't have to post a video until he feel like it. If he ever wants to, he makes a strong income from social media. To see he was in this place because he decided to give a damn, it's very interesting to hear. And they were gaining traction over there with the bad news travels fast, right? Gossip travels fast, right? Messiness travels fast. So this messiness was traveling faster than when he actually helped Eric.
And I never thought like that. I never thought like that in my life. I thought, who am I? Soon I was diagnosed with severe depression. Never thought that would happen, but here I am. Started going to therapy. And I just kept looking at what 5, 10, 20 years is going to look like for me. And I thought, I can't just be alone by myself for the next 10 to 20 years. That's not possible. One day, one of my friends messaged me explaining, hey, did you know that there is a documentary about you? And I just kind of thought, yeah, whatever, I'm not surprised. Because at this point, it's just, I just kind of became numb to it. And that night, I just, I literally just sat on this couch thinking, like, what has my life become? Now somebody's made a documentary on me?
Y'all, let me cut this out. Y'all, let me cut this all the way up. That he sound like what's going, like, what has my life, that somebody making a documentary of me? Check out Magic of Rahat. I just wanted to share these stories. Like, don't deter yourself from helping somebody else in need. I hope that doesn't change their hearts. Like, Rahat and Nai had good hearts. Sometimes people are not ready. People are not ready. Sometimes it's hard for some people to accept the help. You know what I mean? They don't want to accept it, or they think you owe them something once they do accept it, or you try this. That's another thing. Nai and Rahat, these were still grown men that had lived life before. Like Unk had already lived his life almost. Now I don't mean it's over, but Unk had lived his life. Eric, he was older. He was living his life. Now they come and try to make a change. They might have just been stuck in their ways. They might have just been stuck in their ways, and they brought that, y'all, the transfer of energy. The transfer of energy. Now he's sitting here depressed, destitute, trying to help somebody else.
So the next day, I thought, okay, how much worse can this be? I ended up watching the documentary that was made by J-Law. And I watched the entire thing, and it's very strange to see your YouTube career condensed down into a 20-minute video. It was an amazing thing to see. But the one thing that I did not expect was seeing my former cameraman, Trey, up there defending me. When I saw him pop up there, my heart stopped for a second there. And I couldn't believe what was going on. He was sitting there defending me. He defended me, saying that whatever Eric is saying is not true at all.
That was pretty cool that his cameraman did defend him during the documentary. And I'm going to share that documentary with you guys as well. For him to address it, let's just go to Magic of Rahat right quick. I just want to show y'all how many views he got on this video. This has been a long time. 2.5 million views 3 years ago. 7.43 subscribers, right? Let's go to Magic of the false accusations. And y'all, don't want to say something. That's pretty cool. That took him out of his depression. It just took one person to believe in him. And I hate to circle it back over here to me, but it's like a lot of things we can relate to. And I want to share with you guys, thanks for being here for me, because some of you guys didn't know me. And just you guys being here, supporting me over here on this channel. We're not going off being rude, or we don't do that over here. We don't go to everybody else's channel and be rude to them. Just y'all being here for me during my time of need, it means just to have a kind word when you feel like the world's against you. It means the world. So I can relate to him in that matter. I just wanted to share, this is the J-Law video, and look how happy Magic of Rahat. No, this is J-Law. That's not Magic of Rahat. I'm sorry. That's J-Law. Let's go off to J-Law. Only had 1,000 subscribers. I mean, he only had 100,000 subscribers probably just now. 3 views. J-Law is popular. That's I was trying to get the clip of Eric working. Let's go back over to Magic of Rahat. I was trying to get that clip ready for you guys. Let's go back.
All. I mean, Trey was with me the whole entire time when we were doing this project. He was there from the beginning, helping me set up the house, filming the videos. He saw everything. Jay and Trey, I want to say, probably saved my life. If it wasn't for that documentary, I don't know what would happen to me.
And that was really cool that they did that documentary, and he clicked on it. He thought it was going to be all hate, and it was people just really coming to his aid. Like, you know, time. We all have to wait on it. It's time. Time will reveal all. And I was glad he was able to get through it because he was thinking of just not being here anymore.
At that point, I knew I had a fighting chance.
Man, the power of social media that could take your energy and push you down like that. Isn't that something? Like, he's a naturally happy person. Now all of a sudden he thought he didn't have a chance in the world. Now look at him.
And that day, that night, I logged on to all my social medias, and it was different. People were actually tweeting me, defending me, and I thought, what is going on here? I felt like I was dreaming. That day, I reappeared. I said on Twitter, I'm still here. You know, the thing is, I've been watching the whole entire time. I've been in the background watching the whole entire time. I've been collecting all the evidence that Eric and Roz have been leaving behind. And I knew that enough is enough, and it was time to fight back.
That was really cool. And you know, the fact that he didn't know that he had that support in the background. Sometimes people are like that. They're silent supporters.
I started feeling alive again. I started feeling like I can do this. I can come back. I can make this video. This video that I'm making right now, this is the one thing that I've been dreading for the last 2 years. I never wanted to make this video. This is not me. I don't do drama at all. I entertain people. That's what I'm good at doing, not drama. But unfortunately, they have forced my hand.
I felt bad he had to come on here and even do that. It shut his channel down for maybe 2 years. He wasn't doing anything because he was depressed. And it's just crazy. And so check out Magic of Rahat. Eric, we don't know where he is. We don't know where Eric has went. Maybe that'll be another project we'll think about later down the road, but he did not find anybody as kind as Rahat, I'm sure. Like, lightning don't strike twice, like sort of with Unk and Nai. Like, you wouldn't find anybody that just wanted to get you a tea, and they went to making sure your health was okay, and making sure you had a roof over your head, and making sure you got $500,000 sitting in a GoFundMe from people believing in you, and you wouldn't go get an ID. Last but not least, we can't just be saying it's one-sided. You know how we do over here. Let's do both sides of the story. And this was the most shocking of when you try to help somebody. It's a lot more because it's been a lot of other stories, but I don't want it to get murky. This one right here, these people, they just take the cake. Do y'all remember this story with the New Jersey couple? Remember the lady got stranded on the side of the road, and the homeless man came to say, hey, you know what? And shout out to Inglewood Barbie here in Chicago. We're saying homeless because of the headlines, but she is a person that gives back to the community as well. And she calls them friends. She does not like you saying homeless. And you see, she goes under the viaduct and serve. She does all these things for people that may be a little less fortunate, that just need a leg up. She does so much. So shout out to the friends at Inglewood Barbie for doing that over here. And that's Inglewood with an E. But this story right here, I thought this was interesting because it wasn't the friend, it wasn't the homeless man. It was the couple that was acting a fool. Do y'all remember this story? Let's play a little bit, hit the like button, and then you guys, how long is it? I got hiccups. Oh, sorry. Okay, last
Can I be
video.
recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Mistake.
Last video. All right, hope y'all enjoy. It feels good to talk about something else today. I appreciate you guys. Let's get into the homeless man, the GoFundMe money.
$20 to help a stranded Kate McClure get gas last November. She and her boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, started a GoFundMe page to pay back his kindness. The heartwarming story went viral and more than $400,000 poured in.
$1,760.
That changes my life. But now police say it was an elaborate hoax the trio cooked up together. And tonight, all three are charged with theft by deception and could face up to 10 years in prison.
I mean, look, they put out a story that hoodwinked an awful lot of people.
Today, the online reaction swift and angry. They used people's hearts to steal. Now someone who deserves help will not get it. The prosecutor says the money was gone in a few months, spent on a New Year's Eve Vegas trip, a BMW, luxury handbags, casinos, and cash withdrawals. The feel-good story started to unravel a few months ago when Bobbitt sued the couple, claiming,
Y'all, my girl right here, she was at Louis Vuitton. Y'all, they cashed in to GoFundMe. You can't help but laugh to keep from crying. Y'all, they cashed in to GoFundMe. My girl first stop was Louis Vuitton, got on her Facebook page, showing her new purses. Then the husband had a gambling problem. So they took the man. Do y'all remember this story? How would no one not know any of these people? Oh my gosh. Scott, it gets better. So they were spending the $400,000. The girl went and got a BMW. No, you can't. Y'all look up this story. You can't make it up because remember, she ran out of gas and she was on a highway. So we'll have to play that part. But she ran out of gas and she was on the highway, and this homeless man saw her and he said, all I have is $20, and he walked to go get her the gas and put in her car. So she took the picture with him and posted it and say, hey guys, look, this man gave me his last $20 to fill up my tank. We got to do something special for them. So they started a GoFundMe. So instead of my girl not having gas money, she would have got a new BMW. She said, that's it. And then her man, he and her started fighting over the money because they didn't went to Vegas. I don't know why Vegas is the favorite place for everybody to go that be scamming or whatever. But they go to Vegas. He got a gambling problem. She got a shopping problem. The man is still homeless, but they put him in they go buy an RV, like one of those little mobile home, a smaller one, like a camper. They put the camper in their driveway and tell the man he could live in there. He can't even live in the house. He got to live in the driveway, or he can't get his own house. And they spent the money. So let's watch this. This was crazy. This story was insane.
They kept most of the money. Back then, they defended themselves.
And I still believe that we did a good thing, and I would do it all over again.
Tonight, GoFundMe says this is a rare case of fraud, and all 14,000 donors will get their money back. Rahima Ellis, NBC News.
So I wonder if GoFundMe is super insured as well, where they can refund people, because this story right here. Let's go. Let's see if you got the. Let's see. And this was before Nai even came. That might have put this actually might have been this actually, let's see what CNN has to say. Now that I'm thinking about it, you guys, this might be why Nai money is really held up, because these people did this in 2019. Oh, wow. So that might have been when they put that into place with the person has to have IDs. And I still don't think Nye should have had this runaround. But now revisiting this story, this is interesting. Let's see. let's see if I can. Okay, she got a year in prison. Let's see what we can play. This story was crazy. So the whole time, y'all, they had saw the man. They said, "Look, I'm gonna pull up on you. You're gonna do this. You're gonna act surprised, and then we'll give you some money." Never did this. So the man ended up suing them because never did he think it was gonna go to $400,000, and they basically had him living in a trailer in the driveway. Let's see if we can pull this up. This is interesting. This is interesting. Yeah, I'm back. Miss Sophia is home. So this young lady, now this is the whole thing. If they would have just did right, like if they would have just split the money with him or whatever, said, "Hey, you guys, I don't think it's right to split the money. I think that should have all went to him." But if they would have did the right thing, none of this would have happened. They basically took advantage of the situation, in my opinion. But she got a year. Not bad for $400,000.
Miss McClure, would you talk to us?
I was trying to see if she still had the BMW. No. Okay, so y'all, it got even deeper. So Bobbitt, Johnny family started coming out the woodwork. Y'all, was so weird. Like the family had put Johnny out. They said he had mental issues or whatever, but now they coming forward. Now he homeless. They got a picture of Johnny on his lap, on their lap, talking about, Johnny, he had mental issues. We want him to come home. Now you want him to come home now that he got $400,000. But it was quite interesting to see all the people that came out the woodwork. Scott, old girlfriends was coming out the woodwork. It was scandal where he had text somebody. Money brings all this out. It was so strange to see. So them getting in a couples fight actually led to everything being exposed, sort of.
Hey, do you have any comments? Do you have any comments? Miss McClure, where's the money? Where's the money for Johnny Bobbitt? Miss McClure, where's the money?
I wanted to see if she still had that BMW. Let's see some. How long did Bobby get? How long did Mr. Bobby get? Let's see. Let's see what Channel 7 has to say while she got sentenced to 3 years, but I think she only had to serve 1. And it was the arguments that her and the husband was having. I wonder why probably because the GoFundMe is in her name. I'm thinking, because from what we understood, the husband spent way more money. Like he was putting $10,000 bets in Vegas. He was just laying these bets down, laying them down.
One charge of theft by deception back in April 2019. She's already serving time right now after pleading guilty to federal charges and being sentenced to 1 year for those. Both sentences will run concurrently. McClure, Mark D'Amico, and Johnny Bobbitt swindled some 14,000 donors out of $400,000 after making up a story that a homeless Bobbitt gave his last $20 to McClure after she had run out of gas. The Action News investigative team produced a documentary taking a deep dive into the GoFundMe scandal. No Good Deed, a crowdfunding holiday heist, details the story and those involved in the scam. You can find it on Hulu and our family of streaming apps.
I did see that. That was a good documentary.
The King County State's Attorney's Office.
That was a good documentary. And it basically taught it told you how the whole scheme started from start to finish to the unraveling. But the way they put that man in their driveway, let me see if I can find. I just want y'all to see how they were like. He didn't get any prison time. He did not get. Johnny didn't get any prison time because he was the whistleblower, I believe. Johnny. Oh, he's on Instagram with Johnny's Journey. What's going on over here, Johnny? Wow, Johnny's on Instagram. Let me go back. He won't serve prison time. So he didn't serve prison time for the scheme. And I'm just wondering how much and he was a veteran as well. He was a veteran as well. So I'm trying to find out how much did her husband have to serve? Because he was spending, y'all. But now that we're looking at this, hindsight, now we're looking at this, they probably protected Nai. This probably protected her. If she would have got all that money from Unk, he would have been chasing her every day. He would have been chasing her every day if she would have got that money from Unk. So I think that because that happened in 2019, that might have been the best thing. What was the husband? I think the husband probably we got to look up why was Kate McClure, why did he have to go to jail? And why didn't the husband? Wait, that was her boyfriend at the time. That wasn't even her husband. I thought that was her husband. Okay, let's share this and then we're gone. So it says co-conspirator and GoFundMe scam sentenced to 5 years in New York, Jersey State Prison. Oh, so he was sentenced to 5 years. Mark D'Amico, one of the 3 conspirators. Okay, so he went too. Man, they did Johnny bogus. I wish I could have found, y'all gonna have to find a documentary, but it's Johnny Bobbitt. He was living in the driveway. They had this man in a driveway. They wouldn't even. Okay, let's see. I want to share. This is when the scheme was still on, y'all. This is when the scheme was still on. Let's go back to it. Let's be nosy right quick. And I think he started to feel bad about it. I think he really started to feel bad about it. Let's play. Then we're out, you guys.
Would help him get a home of his own.
Is, as you all remember, an act of kindness from a homeless veteran that is now getting national attention.
Yeah, this is a feel-good story. And now his gesture to save a stranded woman could help him get a home of his own. And Adrian is here with the exclusive interview. What an interview it was.
Yes, what an interview. And we tried to pack as much into this minute that you're about to see here. What started as a good deed turned into a big pay it forward. This is the first time that woman, Kate McClure, and Johnny Bobbitt Jr. share their story together about the moment they both would be in need on the side of the road.
So you're not wearing the glasses because you're Hollywood now?
No, man. I got an eye infection in my right eye.
But it's Johnny Bobbitt Jr.'s face and story that's gone viral, with thousands giving to the Good Samaritan after an honorable deed 2 months ago.
I was driving down 95 and ran out of gas. So I pulled over to the side of the road. He walked up and he said, "Get back in the car, lock the doors, I'll be back."
Kate McClure says she could tell the man walking up to her off the highway was homeless.
Got her gas to help her get back on her way. Wasn't expecting anything in return.
Me and my boyfriend Mark went back the next day. He gave him $100.
I was ecstatic.
That gesture of helping stranded motorists is something Johnny has done countless times.
How often would you go to see Johnny?
A few times a week.
Unknowingly, he was about to get hit with karma.
What if we started a GoFundMe for this guy? We set it up in the car on the way home.
You're going from zero, literally, to $300,000 and some odd thousand.
It's like winning the lottery.
Less than a week ago, Johnny was sleeping under a bridge. Today, he's been given what he calls a second chance.
I mean, of course, I want to change my life. I want to give a lot of it away.
Will you get a house?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get a place to live. There won't be no brand new car either.
No?
No,
Oh my
ma'am.
goodness. Used car?
Absolutely.
Maybe a truck?
Absolutely a truck.
And Johnny wants to say thank you to all the everyday people giving to
Y'all, y'all, they was sitting there with some straight faces. Johnny probably thought he was gonna get that money. Johnny probably thought he was gonna get that money. But no, Johnny didn't get the money. Miss Kate went and bought her a new BMW and a new Louis Vuitton purse. And the husband, they was like, y'all, you sit over here in this driveway. This is as much as you're gonna get. And they wanted to divvy it out. And then Johnny said no. Johnny said no. So y'all, I'm glad y'all stayed around today. This was interesting. All the ways to support your girl are in the comments below. Pinned in the comments and in the description box. This was just a journey. Don't be scared. Like if you see something and you want to help, don't let that change your heart. But this was just some cautionary tales. And I wanted to just piggyback off of the story I covered with Nai and Unk. And what she really tried to do, she tried, and she should not feel bad about it. Good news is she actually said she's thinking about starting her own nonprofit to help more people. Nai actually was able to get possibly the money from GoFundMe, and people were saying use that money to help other people. Nai could have done that, but she said no, I'm giving it back to who wants the refunds. And I have to think on this because the money was raised for Unk and not other people. So can she really do that? That's what she was battling with. I hope that Nai doesn't battle with too much, too fast, too soon, because she really stuck her foot out there just to see if, how she could make a difference. And she did, whether she know it or not. She did a positive thing that impacted a lot of people watching her have such a good heart. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. As always, we were long-winded. You know how you make me feel?
That I have felt the most connected and valued.
Let me get to my Gypsy Rose stuff. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy.